come for me.
Hello, my name is Kate Henshaw. It's that time of the year again where we celebrate people on the Joy 150 show. No, I'm not hosting. Chude is still here and is right beside me. Welcome, Chude.
It's good to see you.
Same here.
If saying you are the mommy of the culture. You are the mommy of the
Who
culture.
said that?
That's what we say. You are the mommy of the culture.
Who?
Yes, directing, leading, coaching, guiding, etc. It's a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you in a while, though.
We saw at a colleague's mother's church thing. I saw you. Yes, that was this year, though.
That was this year. Actually. Yes.
Yeah.
That day we saw
I
you.
hardly see you.
Yes, but I'm always texting when I see something. I'll be like, I loved it.
Yes.
That was great. It's great to see you.
Thank you. And you're looking good.
Thank you.
You've lost weight or
I've
something.
Thank you. People are always not sure whether to compliment me. Please compliment
Yes.
me. I worked hard.
You are doing well.
Thank you. Speaking of which, Gbemi stole what I wanted to say to you first. That it looks like people are aging like this. You are aging like this.
Good Lord's hands. He directs us where we should go.
Yes.
I just do my bit.
You've been on the fitness thing for decades.
For at least 15 years.
Yes.
At least.
What
yes.
led to it?
I was going through a bad patch in my personal life.
Right.
And I found fitness. And it also made me remember back in school, secondary school, I received the prize for the most versatile student.
Right.
So then in Nigerian secondary school, hockey, volleyball, badminton, high jump. I played basketball for my school with Ali Baba's wife also played basketball.
Really?
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't.
She used to jump so high. Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah, so we met at the Kaipo games. That's the first time I saw her. And yes, I did everything.
Everything.
I
So
was
you
in the
went
choir,
to
I was social prefect.
that you used to be so versatile.
Yeah, but then I went into it so hard. I lost so much weight. I won't even lie. I was like, this is your pen. I didn't see it. People say, Kate. People walk past me. But then after I found a balance, and it's paid off ever since.
Excellent. This is not with Chude, so I shall not ask. So we keep it moving.
Yes. We have a list.
Yeah, we have a list, but thank you for joining me. Two other things I want to talk about. One of the things I loved this year was when you took your children to task on the social media.
See, those children, they need handling. They need guidance. I think they've been left to run amok everywhere. So, rein them in. I don't know if you've seen images of women, mothers who go to the mall with their children and they have this strap.
That's what they hold them close.
Run.
Yes, they pull that back.
Hello, this is the way.
Yes. I'm very happy to hear because I thought it was me, that maybe they are doing it to me, not just generally. I'd be like, why am I on time? And you are not here. What is going on?
They've been left to run amok.
Right.
Someone needs to remind them that time actually is a currency. But also they have people who tolerate it.
Yes.
Which is why. But when they go to certain places, it will not be tolerated. So there's a boundary. Yeah.
I love it. I support it. Okay, let's go into the list.
Yes.
The first on the list, the ladies of your view.
Oh, yes.
Mariah, Yeni, Miriam, Obiajulu.
Amazonian ladies.
The Amazonian ladies.
Yes.
I think it's incredible that they have been. Because in Nigeria, it's difficult for a talk show to continue to be relevant, constant. That's why it loses its luster.
It loses its luster. It loses people.
Yes.
They've
kept that.
Yes, they have. I think they have a sisterhood. Because I can remember once they bought Yeni a car.
Yes,
for her
birthday. Yeah, there was something I saw a cash.
Like, who has ever done that?
Yes.
That shows that there is a connection, and they connect way outside of the studio.
Outside of the studio, they're friends. And in a society that likes to, when it sees women banding together, want to question.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You don't know what you mean. Yeah.
But I know them because I know them personally. I've heard they have a warmth for each other, and it reflects on the show.
I've been on the show, I think,
twice
or so.
Yes, I've seen that. Awal Ibrahim Musa Rajasfani is one of Nigeria's leading. He's an activist, an advocate, but one of the things that made him stand out this year was election monitoring.
Important.
Yes, everybody pays attention to the federal election, but the states is where chaos
starts. Yes.
And he and his team have been working behind the scene, not
That's
working in front of the
amazing.
scene, just getting information from the field, holding electors accountable, all of that. And so
Wow,
I
I'm happy to. I've not heard of him, but
Yes.
this is so important because you know me. I'm
Of course.
very, very, very involved and
course.
interested in politics, democracy. So this election monitoring, kudos to him. Well done.
In fact, it's interesting. I won't show you. So we just finished a major, I call it, I don't want to reveal what it is, but a major series project that's going to blow the country's mind by God's grace.
Nice.
And we have you in it. Old video of you on the streets. So that people know that it's not today that you started.
Yeah,
An
what
old
was I
protest.
doing?
Now, maybe I'll show it to you later. I did a screen test for Gen Z.
Yep.
Guys, she has been doing this for a long time.
Absolutely.
Like, you thought she just showed up
I just
yesterday.
started. I just joined you people.
It's a
Wow,
powerful
I
image.
can't wait to
You're
see
like,
it.
they've taken everything from
Yes.
us. It was really powerful. I can't wait to show it to you. I met Salkida and Toby Oluwatola. Toby runs a platform called Dubawa. Dubawa is a fact-checking outfit. I think it's attached to Premium Times. And what they do is that all the fake news that goes around Nigeria, if something happens, somebody says somebody died, somebody said somebody stole money, Dubawa is always doing the hard work
Nice
of
one.
fact-checking.
Yes.
And in an era of fake news, I don't think there's anything more important than somebody who
So important. I also advocate for another organization, the journalists, something there on Twitter.
Right.
They asked me to help, help them disseminate.
Amplify the word.
Amplify that. Is this news real? People don't ask. They like sensation. This 10 billion. Is it true?
Is it true? Yeah.
Before you now start commenting,
Fake news has become so it has now become taken for granted.
It's not even online. It's on WhatsApp group first.
One is-
Nobody mentions WhatsApp. they mention social media.
WhatsApp is hellfire.
WhatsApp that they say you use salt and remove Ebola. This thing. They were
People were
baffled.
doing it, yes.
No, now.
Yes, people were drinking. People were battling in it.
WhatsApp should be banned.
I don't agree. I've banned it in my personal life.
Like,
I can't
they
do
just send you stuff and you're already panicking. No. WhatsApp is evil.
WhatsApp. Ahmad is reporting on the north. Ahmad is reporting on
important.
the insurgency, victims of this. So, when we hear people are dying, we see the numbers. Ahmed goes beyond the numbers to say this person was this person's mother, this person was this person's daughter, this person was this person's friend. So he puts a human face on the insurgency. Really powerful. He's been doing it for years. I don't know if you know my friend Charles Odi. Did you ever meet Charles Odi?
Charles, I don't think so, but I've heard of Smedan.
Yes. So Smedan is the small and medium development enterprise. So yes. So he used to work with us actually.
Okay.
He was COO at Red.
Wow.
And he was also in charge of the future awards and all of that. And because I don't pay attention to politics, I've retired temporarily from politics.
Don't ever retire, please. This country is yours too.
I'm aware. Just sometimes we just have to go and get more energy, then we come back.
Yeah. Always refill.
Yes.
Like a car.
Like a car, you have to keep,
But
so I'm
fill
doing
it, service the engine,
and
come
return.
back and go to gear 5.
Yeah. So he left his job. He found something called the SME 100 a few years ago, and all he has been doing is just supporting SMEs. He has the prize, SME 100 prize, just doing SME. And I would support him, but I'd be like, Charles, where do you see this going? And I come out and see that, he has been appointed the DG of Smedan. I'm like, that is a square peg.
Yes, in a square hole. Yes.
And he was doing this when nobody was paying attention. And so I thought that was worthy of celebration.
Thankfully. Yeah. Of course, we celebrate the right fit.
Yes. Ira Star.
Oh, I love her. I love her music.
Yeah. Did you remember something?
Her videos are just so risque, but I guess it's their time. These young people. Yes. But her music, every one of them seems to trend. Everything. Yeah. I don't think she's ever released any bad song. Did she get a nomination?
Yes, she got a Grammy nomination, didn't she, at the end of the year?
So, it's paying off.
Paying off.
And she's so young in the scene, but she's done so much in so short a time. It's worthy of celebration.
Worthy of celebration.
Yes.
And she's even tried a number of things. Songwriting, she directed one of her music videos.
Oh!
Yes, so
these young people, some of them, their brain is arranged.
Hot, yes. One of your children.
Who?
Eniola Adeoluwa.
I'm blushing. Oluwa Folahomi.
I love it. Yes.
I don't know. I just love him because he's like the son I never had, and I told him that his heart is so beautiful. Yeah. And then he invited me to one of his big events when he was made, I think, a UN
the EU ambassador.
EU ambassador, yes. And he told me the time, and I was there. And to get to they were still putting.
He didn't know you. He didn't know you.
She said, how many said there? She's here. You didn't hear about her. Please, can you go and come back? I said, if I go home, I'm not coming back. Yeah. I'll send a car. But he was so effusive. He was so apologetic. I went home. Right. And I came back.
You did?
I did.
He should know that a great thing happened.
I would never do it for nobody. Even with money, I will not come back. I just love him and I try to involve him in my fitness. And you must work out. You eat so much. You eat too much. Every time, but I love him.
Olagbegi, have you come across her music? She's the breakout gospel star of the year.
I need to.
So she's the one, I don't know if you heard the song, My Daddy, My Daddy.
Yes.
Yeah, so she's one of the singers. There are two of them, Lawrence Oyo and Olagbegi.
Okay.
I've been following her on YouTube. Me, I'm a gospel music person. So following her on music, and I went to Trem on her administration. I lost my home training. I was lying down on the floor. I was shouting.
That was how David worshipped.
Yes. Tada has told me that I should be happy.
Please.
Open my
But you're not doing it for anybody.
Of course.
You're doing it for your creator.
Yes.
If they like, they look. If they like, don't look.
They should
just
keep it
leave
moving.
Me. Hey, see. I'm all for motion.
For motion. So this was her year,
Awesome.
I don't know if you know the blog, What Kept Me Up. It's a movie blog. It's one of the... Person says it's perhaps the most respected movie reviewing blog in the country.
Really?
Now. And I think it's better to praise them because, some of us that do work that nobody is, when somebody does, if you want to go into blogging
thankless
now.
Job.
Yes, thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Thankless.
Want to go into blogging now, do gossip, do gist, do violence, do Afrobeat.
If not,
yes.
You will not make the list.
But there's a young man in Germany who just decided that somebody needed to profile the industry as it goes on. So I want to praise him for that. Same way, I want to praise Tomiwa Adekomo. He owns Zikoko.
Okay, I've heard of Zikoko.
Yes, of course.
Zikoko magazine.
Zikoko magazine.
Yes,
Zikoko
I've heard of them.
Yes. So the fact that they are still surviving and going strong is a miracle because the media eats digital platforms for launch. They're not just doing noise. Created some of the most popular events for young people, Burning Ram event, all of that.
Nice.
I think they hosted the tech festival a few weeks ago, the biggest tech festival in the continent. Yes. So they are going strong.
Kudos.
They are going strong.
Kudos.
V, the former Big Brother lady that's now an actor, she was in She Will Be Obeyed for Funke Akindele.
No, it's fine. I don't want to be Big Brother. I'm really sorry. Don't be angry.
No, she's not going to be angry.
Let me tell my age.
They don't allow you at your age to get away with some things then. I know it's because you are the fault of it. They think that you are 20. It's you and Auntie Bolanle. Bolanle Austin Peters.
Oh, Bab.
Enough is enough.
Bab. She's my sister in Comrade in Arms.
Comrade in Arms. Yes. She's actually your Comrade in Arms. Akan Nani.
Akan Nani. I loved him in what was that film he did?
This year, or Man of God?
Man of God.
Man of God, yes. Man of God.
Loved him, Man of God. Akan Nani has come up through the ranks consistently, albeit a bit hidden, but he's just shown up. I saw a trailer of him in She Who Must Be Obeyed. I'm like,
yes.
I must watch this film. I like this character. He was like OTT kind of like.
Yes, he was obvious.
OTT. It reminds you of some movies that they've done abroad where, there's this character who you just look forward to seeing.
Yes.
They're going to see
That's
something.
what it is.
Yes.
That role was what made him made this list.
Yes.
He did it because we're always worried about people criticizing us.
Yes.
There are certain roles that we
shy away from, yes.
No, that he was brilliant in that
role. He didn't shy away.
He didn't shy. He embraced it. Yes. I thought that he was really incredible.
Well done, Akan.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Just too funny.
Oh, when I saw him on that
America's Got Talent.
I'm like, wait, I thought it was a skit. I said, but the Simon Cowell here. These people are real. I'm like, it just shows today. Be consistent in what you love doing. See, do it.
Yeah.
But one day you will get that call. How did he appear inside there?
This
if
place
not because of
his work.
Doing?
That's it.
That's all he does.
That's it.
All those funny auditions, you go and meet those two guys. Him and those two guys finished.
They saw it. I think Lassie Elenu is the name, and the other younger guy.
Yes. That was all.
Yes.
And they called him. They must have paid his expense. Just come and the audience loved it.
I utterly adored it.
Loved it because he said, what's going on here? Amazing. I was proud.
Yeah.
Always proud when I see people, Nigerians especially, do good outside of these shows and in here. But outside, wow.
Yes. I was even joking with him. I said, everybody across the world loved it. The only place where he got criticism is from you people.
A prophet.
He's not respected in his own town. Yes, that's so true. Did you follow the election of Ireti Kingibe in Abuja?
No, I know that she won.
Yes.
And I was happy because she's a brilliant woman.
Yes.
She's someone I admired from afar. You can tell the intelligent ones when they open their mouth and speak. Not just the way they look. You know, the way they comport themselves when they speak. You're like, hey.
Yes.
I'm proud to be a woman like this
Like this one.
Yes.
And so because of that English, people thought that people that speak English like this don't win election in Nigeria.
Yes.
You know, so people just thought, okay, you're just doing your thing.
You have come to join better. Be a number on the statistics.
And so she impressed everybody when she won, when nobody expected it, which is the beauty of democracy.
She had that wave catch her well and take her up. There was a wave, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. So it happened to her and it just
carried her. Yes. Which shows two things. One, is that thing you are saying about not giving up on politics and on Nigeria?
Yes.
Because if you say, oh, it will never happen, if she had given up, then she would not be at the same
level. She wouldn't. She kept on staying prepared. So when it came, it
carried her with it.
There you go.
Yeah. Ali Nuhu.
Ali! I love Ali.
Yeah.
Over the past months, we have met a couple of times. We became UNICEF champions together.
Amazing.
And I found out that he also represents another brand in the company. I'm representing another brand. Right. Ali is a gentleman. Yeah. Every time I've met him, he's been very cordial, respectful, very respectful of women. And he's doing well.
He's doing very well.
He has a very beautiful wife and children. Right. I'm like, Ali, you're married.
I didn't even know that.
He's married. His wife's so fine.
I love it.
So fine. Children, I'm like, Ali, you don't even look young enough. Like, you just came out of uni. Like, the way you're looking.
Actually, yes, it actually looks like, yes.
I'm like, Ali. You know, and then he told the story of how he met his wife. That his wife's parents, they're affluent and everything. And he saw her somewhere and he said, I'm going to marry her. And then the family were not the wife's parents. They were now saying, this one, actor, what does he have? That day he went, even whether his car spoiled or something, but he sort of caught her heart and everything, but now they're so hard. The wife is beautiful. Yeah. I've seen her. And I don't think there's anything of note that will happen in the North that won't involve him.
Yes, that's it.
Which is a good thing.
Which
is good.
Yes, which is really
without
good.
being overtly...
Yes, without gaga.
Yes, he has just been there.
He did in some of my faves this year, The Trade, Plan B, which was the Netflix series from the North this year.
Yes.
And then he also launched his YouTube series, which has been getting millions of views.
Wow.
Yes. So Hausa
there's a film we shot together. It's not yet out. Right. Ruthless. He's in it as well.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yes.
And so is Rahama Sadao.
Rahama, met her too. Yeah. Very calm girl. It's a pity what she went through that time, but to be resilient and stand in the face of attack, it is such a gift. To be able to withstand.
And just keep moving.
And keep going. Keep glowing, keep shining. I keep saying, I'm going to keep doing this.
Yes.
Man, it's something that needs to be studied.
It does need to be studied.
Especially in Nigeria, where people want to tear you.
Apart.
So
at least in Nigeria, they don't just tell you we don't like you and go. No.
Eh?
They will stay there.
They stay there.
Until you shut down.
And if you refuse to shut down, they will leave you. Trust me, they will leave you.
So if you are able to just stay.
Just stay. Yeah. Stay yourself.
Not just to stick through it, but don't change.
Don't change who you are. Because the moment you change, that means they have the power.
Yeah.
You have to own your power because, like, there's a quote I always say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Yeah. It's just, it bounces off. They don't know you. They don't know you. You know yourself. Those who matter in your life know you.
They know you.
Those are the ones that
Those are the ones that matter.
Finish.
Ignore the rest. I didn't want, because I've already talked about this outside. I was telling you when you came in that I loved the response you gave on social media.
Oh, during that fundraising thing. I did a job. I don't know the man from a can of paint. And the friends that called me, they are not even inside his party. They told me. I said, I will draw the line at saying, go out and... But I will do this job. It's a job.
That's your job. You are a host, you are a compare.
Yeah, I'm multi-purpose. Multi-talented.
And you know what I loved about that response? It pained people.
Hey, they'll be fine.
I said to myself, I should have learned this thing before. Not explaining.
We learn every day.
We learn every day.
We learn every day. You cannot be a people pleaser and be happy.
You cannot be a people pleaser and be happy.
You cannot.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes white rice. And white rice is plain.
That is plain. I didn't do anything.
You cannot be a people pleaser and be happy. I said it with full chest.
I love it. And I agree with you. Like you said, next.
You like problems. I love you.
Chidi Mokeme.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, why'd you do that? No, wait. No, I love Chidi.
Yeah.
You know, people have alluded that, oh, maybe we're having an affair.
Yes, because you have been playing on social media.
I love Chidi. He's a gentleman.
Yeah.
I've known Chidi right from when he lived in VGC. I used to go and hang in his house, just drink, hang, go. Chidi hasn't changed. He's a jolly good fellow. And I'm so glad that despite the hiatus he took, going off to America and all of that, he has come back with so much force that even me, I'm like, ha! Chidi, God, day your back. See how you went and bam. Now, everywhere, Chidi.
Everywhere.
Like he never left.
Yeah.
And that's what grace and favor does to you. And also when you are good, you see, you have to do your part.
When you are good.
Be good at your job.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
You have to be good at what you do.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah.
He looks out for people, others, fellow actors. He just has no
chip on his
no
shoulder.
chip. He's just, hey, let's be. And he's very thorough with his craft.
Yeah.
I love him.
I love him.
I love you.
I just had an interview with him on Sunday. It was, of course, was full of a lot of tears.
Oh.
It was full of a lot of tears because he really went deep into it.
Oh.
And what he was saying was, it was just two things that I loved about him. I don't want to go into the story yet. It's coming out in a few weeks, so people should watch out for that. But that entire experience...
I don't want to miss my glasses. You made my Chidi cry.
It was really...
I'll wait for you outside.
It was really good. And but two things happened.
Bless.
The last time I saw him, talking about no chip on his shoulder, last time I saw him was strange enough. I was asking, I said, do you remember last time I saw you? He said, yes, it was in church. So Chude Jideonwo, my superstar, we had the experience, and it was holding in the House on the Rock Church at the time. And me, I always go to, then I used to go to the back, you know, and just sit at the back and worship. I don't want anybody to disturb me. And then go to the back. Who do I see at the back? Backest. Worshiping Chidi Mokeme. And so he says he came to worship God. He didn't come here for red carpet. Yes. etc. And we're trying to get him on this show for a while, and he's been very busy this year. But
very busy,
incredibly busy. Me, I know.
He came to me and said, well, babe, I'm only spending 2 weeks. I said, you see here? I saw him yesterday.
Right.
In the place I told you, in the Abuja, that I didn't tell you, because I know your heart will cut.
I said, thank God you didn't tell me yesterday.
I didn't even tell your girl. Because that one said, are you sure, ma? They should be calling me. That one should be calling. Excuse me, ma. Are you coming? When are you coming? We're waiting. Me like pressure. You know? He was there, and then he went somewhere else. You know, no. I'm so happy for him. I'm happy for everybody to do good.
Yes.
I'm happy.
I'm happy to that. I'm very happy for him. Maraji. Do you know Maraji, the skit maker?
Oh, that gave birth?
Yes, gave birth. Maraji was the biggest, skit maker, content creator. And then she woke up one morning and chose family. I mean, she's still working, but she woke up one morning and said, this Lagos
She rearranged her priorities, yes.
Kept working because there's no living work. Kept working. Moved to Accra first.
She's no more in Nigeria.
She's no more in Nigeria. Moved to Accra first. And rested there. And what I like about that is, so she keeps doing her work, just like I don't want to be part of this, because not everybody is comfortable with the limelight. Not everybody thrives in the limelight. But also what I like Maraji is that this thing you are saying,
people pleasing. Yeah, people pleasing.
She has, every time I follow her YouTube, I'm not her fan, I'm a devotee. She shares unpopular opinions, and she doesn't care who is offended by it. The thing that I love about her is, in spite of living the scene, but she's so talented that you have to go and watch, and that's a blessing. I think that's a blessing.
I like her. She's the one that you say even though.
That is she. She is she. Yes.
Even though.
Yes. Niyi Kimalayan.
Niyi directed. First of all, I met him. He directed Chief Daddy.
Yes.
1 and 2. Yes.
He did 2.
He did 2.
Yes.
Who did 1?
Wait, he's not the one that did 1.
He's B.E.O. May so receive. He's B.E. Bandele.
Right.
He did 1.
Right.
Niyi did 2.
Yeah.
Then Niyi called me to be one of his casts for House of Secrets, his movie.
I want to talk about that.
You know, Niyi truly also now knew that he did animation, which people hardly know that part of him. Has a lovely studio in the heart of Ikeja. Niyi works with a lot of young people.
Yes, a lot of
which
young
is
people.
So good. He catches them young. He hones incubates them, hones their crafts, and sends them out. And he has a lot of them around.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of sensible young people. I need to see, qualify it. Don't say young people, some of them. Sensible young people.
Yes.
You will be with the times, their time and your own time, and they will also learn. They learn from you and you learn from them. So it's a symbiotic.
When I watch Jago Jagon, what people don't know is that much of the animation, much of the special effects in Jago Jagon was from Niyi Studio.
Really?
Yes.
Anthill.
Anthill. So he does original soundtracks for movies as well. So he has these guys, one of guy Adam Songbird, who is incredible, all of that. So he has created a 360-degree studio. So I texted him and said, you are playing such a long game.
Yes.
You're not even in this universe with the rest of the
No,
players.
he's not.
He's a visionary.
If you saw the set that we used for House of Secrets, it's nothing.
Of course. And even House of Secrets, it's a visionary. It's not the thing that somebody who wants to just make money does. Somebody who
this
wants...
is back and forth and the black and white and the...
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Inside his studio is where we shot that film.
Really?
Oh. His studio.
Yeah.
The poster everywhere is there.
I love it. Mo Abudu.
Mo.
Your blood sister.
Mo, big sis Mo. Yeah. I remember the first time I saw her, I didn't really like her much. I'm like, we have been here inside this industry since you just come and Becky.
I love that.
No. Becky. Oh, how did you do that? We have not done. Now we start Nollywood. So, and then she reached out to me, invited Rita, myself, Uche Jumbo, and Funke Akindele to come and do Screen Divas, where we went to Calabar, Ebony Live, she was in Calabar then, and then we also touched on domestic violence. So we used that to also showcase our lives and also support zero tolerance on domestic violence. And then that was it, and then she left Calabar, and then she came to Lagos, and then I had Ebony Live, Ebony, and then, and then I'm like, okay, this woman, she's everywhere. She's had hotel. Okay, no problem. Yeah. And then she's shy. She's always like, okay. I said,
people don't know that side of her.
They don't know.
Yes.
She's shy.
Yes.
But
she's almost childlike.
Yes, they think that she's all the...
Yes.
She's so soft.
Yes.
But don't go. Yeah, you head soft. You go and try yourself.
She will
bite you. And then she called me for Blood Sisters, and a few times her events. Oh, I remember once she said, what time are you going to start? I don't want Kate's problem. If you are not ready to start, don't call her to this. Kate is going to call me. I'm like, I'm here. Nobody is here. I don't want her problem. I don't want... Yeah. She respects people.
She respects
people.
She respects people.
She does. She respects people. I remember one incident, I won't mention who. The person was rude to me on set, and she brought the person to come and apologize.
Yes, that's the kind of thing she can do.
She said, no. That's when she spoke Yoruba. I said, no, Kate, I'm so sorry. My
first experience with Mo, she invited me when she was doing Moments with Mo to come and work for her.
Oh, they invited me. I never went.
You invited you as a guest?
Yes. Oh, you
to come and work for her.
Okay.
So this was that you were still annoyed with her.
Yes.
I went to my work with her and I'd heard about her. She treated me like her peer. So she was, please, I don't know this thing. Show me how to do it. Tell me, look, Chude, whatever it is. And I'm like, immediately I just felt comfortable.
Yes.
And that's before and then she was a corporate witch. She had been director in ExxonMobil. She had already built Protea Hotel. Yeah. If people ask me why she succeeds, it's because she's constantly learning. Same message at 2 a.m. Chude, Aburo, wow. Let's discuss this thing. Yes. How do you think I should do it? Should I do it?
And she seeks avenues to learn.
Yes, she always seeks avenues. Yes. So every success she has earned. Yes. Then as if she has not finished, now I'm going to direct again this year.
Did you watch them?
I've not seen them yet. She's going to show me in a few weeks.
Today, they are beautiful. Right. Even if I say so. I mean, even if there was no dialogue, you would get the message. And it dealt with the elitist, upper echelon side of the story, and it dealt with the masses down. So it's beautiful. Beautiful short stories, and I'm like, hey, me, don't come to acting. I told her, you have produced.
Yes.
You have directed your talk show. When you enter acting, it's when you will see my red eye. It's when you will know.
She has been warned.
That this line,
yes, you cannot
be crossed.
Cannot cross it.
I'm going to wait for you.
Enough is enough.
Yes. Literally.
Bradley Austin Peters.
Bab.
The one she said, it's two of you that are...
Bab. I remember going to Terra Culture a lot because when we used to do what we call the vagina monologues, every Sunday we did the vagina monologues, and then we changed it to the monologues or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was Terra Culture.
Yes.
She gave that place to the director to use every Sunday. You know, I always used to rush and go because they are plantain with the beans at the restaurant. Thank you for raising that.
For Terra Culture, plantain and beans.
I didn't even know you were a fan.
Terra Culture? That's where they
plantain
gave that
and
to
beans,
me.
You know, and then, no, it was so nice.
Yes.
And they had this, I think, chin and kuliki that they gave you. Just chop Marco.
You,
I love you. No, you are there.
You know it.
You know, and I always go early. And that place, even before she made it, expanded it, and it became like that, we used it. Yeah. She has always been supportive of the arts, even with the art gallery upstairs, the books downstairs, and all of that. Yeah. She's a very artsy, creative person, and I'm so happy she has come into filmmaking. She's always wanted to, you know. She was inquisitive enough, and now she's churning out blockbusters, winning awards, and so should it be.
So should it be.
Try your luck. Go and study, learn about it, bring in people who are there before you to collaborate with you, work with you, and then fly.
Yeah.
Sky is big enough.
Sky is big enough.
So big.
So big, so big. I mean, I don't know how she does it. How? Because for instance, now she just finished with Fumilayo, working on that movie. She's doing Saro the musical.
Yes, for December.
Running the place. I'm just like, you are intimidating me.
Have you forgotten that women can multitask?
Yes, that's true.
You carry picky for back, you dey cook, you dey wash, you dey run the iron. Yeah.
You add that to corporate power and it explodes.
That's it.
Yes, Davido.
Yes. Hey, well, I'm not a fan. Okay. I'm not a fan. I like his music, but personally, I don't know him. I've met him. He didn't greet. Me, I'm sorry.
Yes,
no, I'm not sorry. I'm old enough.
Yes.
He didn't greet. And for me, I believe you should be respectful. What you have, you don't have, it's okay. I love his music, but for me, personality matters, and it draws people closer to you. Yes, he's done a lot of good. I saw that time when I think people were giving him a birthday gift, and he now donated it. That is so huge. He is unapologetically Nigerian, and he has flown the flag without fear or favor, you know, outside of the shores. I remember his music was in Coming to America too.
Yes.
And I'm like,
He featured in it.
So I cheer him on.
So his work, you cheer him on.
Oh yeah, he's always going at it. And he's proving that despite the wealth, this is me, this is my handwork. I have done this. So forget this money you're attaching to me. This is my wealth. This is what I am bringing to the table. And of course, a pity about the tragedy. Don't wish it for anyone. But again, there is joy.
Yes.
There's always light at the end of the tunnel if we hold on. Always.
Yeah. But Davido, greet your elders. What's wrong with you? Greet your elders. What's wrong with you? Rema.
Oh, baby, calm down. I've used that song now. Rema. Yeah.
He has the most streams of any musician in Afrobeat. I mean, African musician ever. Over 1 billion streams.
Yes. I was telling one of my friends, she said Nigeria has not streamed enough music this year, that we don't have anybody on the top charts. I have to tell her, Rema.
Rema has been a superstar this year. Yeah. This has been his year.
You know, today, life is like a carousel. You stay on top, then you come down. Another person, if it's your turn and you're on the carousel, there's no Jupiter, no village people. No occultic congregation that will stop it. It's your time. It's been written in the stars. Yeah. So, hey.
Congrats to him.
Remo!
Kemi Lala.
Hey! I'm sorry. I can't be a bit passionate, but hey. Lala shows, global, bankable, international. You know, you see the things you say about
yourself.
Yeah. The things you say consistently. When they say words of our mouth, they are powerful. She has always, even in her position, bankable, international, bankable, every time, bankable. Now she's international. Yes. Definitely bankable.
Definitely bankable.
Lala is my sister. I remember, I care about her. I will see. Roll up. You don't try me. I love her so much. I remember it was during rehearsals for the Vagina Monologues. I think that was one I met her and someone was trying to harass her life. I said, hey, not on my watch.
Love it.
No, I leave this your work. I carry her along.
And go.
I will go.
Yeah.
And Ireti Doyle joined me. So we stood against the person for no reason. Like, don't do that. Anyway, but she's so hardworking.
So hardworking.
Lala.
So hardworking.
Acting, directing, casting.
Yes.
Then she married. See, this God, very funny, man. Lala is a local girl, let me tell you.
She's not married.
Very local. Ijebu Gari. Lala travels with it. If you give Lala all these French guys,
no, cannot.
Amala, Ijebu Gari, local food. No, those. If you go and buy all this salad,
she don't do
then
it.
she now marries someone who just Olateru
yes.
and others.
Peri tilapia.
Peri.
Yes.
Pemperempe food. It's like, I say, what is God doing to you? Is it that he wants to polish you or he wants to downgrade the chef? Which one is it?
Which one is God trying to do?
Which one is he doing? But they make such a lovely pair.
A beautiful couple.
Love her.
Yeah.
I love their energy. They match because they have some wire tone in their brain.
So it's now fit now.
Yeah, wire.
This one, they now fix it together.
Fix it together.
Yeah.
And she keeps going. And of course, she has good people around her who support her.
Yes, I'm happy for her.
And I'm one.
And you are one.
You are two. Okay, you are one, I'm two.
I know you are one, I'm two. Because you've carried her. Jade or Shiberu.
Jade, I just love to see women. I mean, I know I'm partial because, especially in this society where women are not given their honors, they're not given room to breathe, they're not celebrated enough. Against all odds, she has shown. She has produced, she has come up in the ranks, and she's just owning her space. Yeah.
Just
in her lane, she's not struggling with anybody. And you don't need to, really.
You don't need to.
Because no two people will ever interpret one script the same way. So she's doing things, and I'm so proud of her. All the stuff she's done, totally
just
proud.
Incredible.
Yes.
We're waiting, give us Gangs of Lagos, give us Brotherhood. We are hungry.
Yes.
Jade, we are hungry.
Yes.
Produce, give it to us.
She will.
Of course, I know.
She's cooking.
Yes, just to put down that small pressure. Just a small pressure.
Put more firewood.
Aisha Yusufu.
I love her.
Yeah.
This is a woman. I know I love her.
Firebrand must love Firebrand.
I keep saying against all odds because Nigeria is a patriarchal nation.
Yeah. Yes.
She stands alone. She will stand alone. No? Me, I will stand alone, but let me not stand with her or near her. This is about her. That's what I mean. She speaks the truth to power, to herself.
Yeah.
She also has a good man with her. Many people don't celebrate the man.
Yes.
Many don't celebrate the man. Yes. They would think as she's standing alone that she's loose. She's no home, no training, no children. Her children have graduated. She is brilliant. She's intelligent. Yeah. She's awakening people's minds and saying, this is what you deserve. Can you not see it? Can you not see the bakery?
That's her message.
Can you not see it? There's that line that she said, she wants a Nigeria where the son of nobody that can become somebody without knowing anybody.
Yes, that's powerful.
Those lines.
That's the motto.
Those lines will speak until Nigeria becomes the nation that we are truly proud of. Yes.
Absolutely. Funny, as we were talking about the man behind her, and I remembered you in the Vagina Monologue. 3 bossa for man when no they beat him wife.
Yes, bossa.
3 bossa for man when they let him wife to do what she wants to do.
Bossa, you remember?
I'm your fan now.
Oh my God! Oh no! They gave me that monologue because
it's in your piece. Yes, it's you. That's why it stays in my mind.
Warrior girl.
Biodun Stephen.
Why are you calling all these people that I love back to back? You didn't even give me space
to recover.
To see me. No. Biodun. I happened across her in posts where other actors have worked with her. Then, out of the blues, Ememison calls me to do a project. And she's directing. She knows her job. She makes it easy. The stories that she tells have a lot of human side. It shows how art can really and truly change our society for good. You know, and then when we're talking to her, I say, I like you. You know, as we shared a container of plantain chips that she brought on set.
Container.
Yeah, it's a container.
And I'm sure it's really container. This is not a
container.
metaphor.
It's a
container.
It's container. She brought it.
Yes.
Yodun we eat. She don't care. You know. So I said, I would like us to work. He said, hey, I reached out to you. I said, me? When? He said she reached out to me, sent me a message. And I said, no. Do you have money? I said, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Maybe you caught me as a bad day. I'm not usually like that. You caught me as a bad day. I would have said, where's your script and all, but not to, you know. Say, it's okay, I forget. I say, we're joined at the hip. Now we are joined. So we were in Abuja together, and she directed the movie. She's also going to direct the series for the UNDP project to end, advocating for zero tolerance on domestic violence.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I've known her for a year. I never met her until we did an interview about a year ago. But for years, I've been texting her because once I finish watching, Biodun, you are the greatest. Nigeria cannot wait for you. Biodun, there's no one like you. If you see my messages with Biodun, it's a mess.
Oh, God.
before
never ever hold back.
Never, yes. Yeah, well, true that. Nobody can even stop me. I will say,
don't hold back for nobody. So just let it
pour. Out.
You know, you don't know how you may brighten somebody else's day.
Yes,
you have
and she
no
said
idea.
so. She said sometimes we send the message at the point when she was feeling like questioning. Yeah.
You see?
And now if you put it on Netflix, it blows. Put it on Rock, it blows.
Put it on
Amazon,
YouTube.
It blows. Put it on YouTube, it blows.
Put it on Alava.
It's any way it is, she blows. Two people who are talking about YouTube, two actors who have stepped out to just build not stepped out, but just build their own on YouTube. Chinelove Eze and Ruth Kadiri.
Yes, Ruth, definitely.
YouTube juggernauts. I like when people believe so much in the power of their own work.
Yes. It's so important.
It's so important.
Speaks to consistency.
Speaks to consistency. 1 million now. Ruth is now doing the movies in French. And a second YouTube channel, because those of us that are YouTube, not doing a movie and they're getting millions of views on that. The same movie, but the Francophone people want to consume it. These are entrepreneurial ladies who are visionary.
Maybe she was done with the acting part. Like, you know what, people are not even, you don't know what I'm capable of.
Let me go and do something.
Let me do my own thing. When I have time for you, I will branch.
I will have time for you, I will branch. I swear. I want to praise, talking about films, Victor Sanchez Agaowa. Victor works, he's the creative director for the Mnet, Africa Magic.
I've heard that name. Mm-hmm.
And this year, when people heard that Mnet was still doing, when they were using the streaming data, and Mnet Africa Measurements was still doing well, people were surprised. And I said, but they would, because if you focus on story, story will always win over anything else. If people believe that they connect with you deeply,
yes, they do.
He's behind, the entire factory of content that they are creating. So himself with Busola Tejumola, David.
Yeah, Busola, we happen to be on the judging panel for Afrif this year. Yes, she's such a lovely lady. Lovely. We were both judging the same category, which was short films.
Right.
And we agreed on the same, so we watched the films independently. And this is how we said, that's okay, your top 4. She gave me I said, same. And then the reasons, and then now it was who's going to win, and then we gave this, and then we crossed out. It was easy, we were done. Hey,
beautiful.
That's it, we're aligned.
Spirits aligned. Spirits aligned.
And she's so beautiful too.
And she's also so beautiful.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
Take your flowers. Beautiful. Two of you, Victor and Busola together.
Male and female flowers, take it.
CJ and Oge Obase.
CJ, Oge is his wife.
And his producer.
I've met CJ. I haven't worked with him, but I met him when we were supposed to do the first original for Netflix that Akan was directing. That never happened because of COVID and all sorts of things, and they had to move it to South Africa. That was when I met CJ, but I've heard his name a couple of times. He actually, I think, directed one of the series. I'm not sure if I was in it, but I've heard his name, and I think he's doing really
incredibly well. This year, he has become the most critically acclaimed Nigerian film internationally with Mami Water, won the Sundance Festival, was just selected now for the Film Independent Spirit Awards, which is one of the major Hollywood awards. Yes, of course, it was Nigeria's entry for the Oscars this year. But it's even Oge. So Oge, if you go to the blog post I read, where Oge talked about how they raise money, because you're in this industry, how they raise money for that film. It was just so inspiring.
Yes.
It was how borrow from here, this person will give money, promise money, then the actors now have to believe in the project. So this thing that was
and they were also honest. Some people, they will tell you believe in the project, they've collected money, and they will not pay you. Those ones, the thunder that will fire them is still making it's turning on your own. Yes.
It's really on your own.
Yes.
And just for them to have gone from all that hard work and for it to pay off in such a big way.
It will always pay off. I know it takes time. Sometimes you're tired. Like, is this thing worth it? Is it worth it?
Yes.
I'm tired. You know, but then you see, you are almost at the precipice. But when you pull back, you now have started, but see. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Congrats, CJ. CJ is one of those people that have been under the
radar.
Yes.
Doing important work under the
really,
radar.
And he has just kept on. And of course, thank God for his wife, who has supported him. And it's a match made in heaven, though.
Yes, it is. Moses Babatokwe of Film 1 turned 40 this year. I couldn't believe it. I thought that he was 50.
You can't be 50. I know I'm older than him.
So this year turned 40. I don't. So I was surprised because I didn't know. I've just known him in the past 1 year.
Okay.
Yes, I just thought, okay, these people want people for all the things they've done. They must be much older. But Moses has become such an enabler for so many people in the creative industry. Everybody knows the story. Largest number of cinemas, largest distributor to streamers.
Film 1 came when nobody really was there.
Yes, nobody had faith in this industry.
Nobody. They set up the cinemas. IMAX is still the only IMAX.
Yes, exactly.
In Nigeria.
Yes. If not because IMAX will not watch Beyonce documentary that just came out.
Exactly. They were just all those smattering of Pen Cinema, Agege type of places. They've helped us revive the cinema culture for Nollywood movies and international movies as well.
Yes.
So kudos
to them. And also opened up a network between the industry and the rest of the world.
Yes.
Genevieve and Najee.
Today, you are not well.
I'm here for you.
Yeah, Genevieve today. Oh, Genevieve. I don't want to go personal. We've had our issues, but not big issues, I've loved her. I've always, but, sometimes she pulls away. You pull away from everybody and you're like, am I smelling? What's happened? What have I done? And you wonder and you're like, there, go. And then we met at a Netflix shoot. This same Akin's project that was supposed to take off. Took a few of us. Right. Genevieve and I from Nigeria and Aki and Emmy Mo. So we went to shoot a commercial. This is Netflix.
Yes, this is Netflix. I remember that 2020 years.
So and before then we hadn't spoken for years. And she was so nice to me. When I dressed up, I said, okay, no, I don't like this outfit. Can you just adjust? I was like,
okay.
She cares. Whoa. And then she left the set before us. And then she said, okay, I've gone. Just want to say goodbye. I'm like,
Let me look at this message where.
But I respect her because despite the fact that she pulls away, I think she's like an Angelina Jolie. Just want to be on your own. YOLO. She's doing amazing work. Her film at the film festival this year, Free, I'd not come to you by chance. I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was judging films. I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of films, even my own film. Right. Did so well and won the Critics' Choice, Audience Choice Award. Yes. She has always come out with a bang, And that's one thing about God. When He blesses you,
nobody can.
There's nothing anybody can do. What they say about you, what they think about you, He has given you that grace and that gift. It's for you to make the most of it and do with it what you can.
What you want to do.
So kudos, Genevieve. Hey, I still love you, girl. I do.
And I thought Genevieve wants to talk about Adobe Nwabani, who wrote the book that Genevieve's movie was based on. Unfortunately, I did an interview with Adobe about I Did Not Come to You by Chance.
Wow.
2 years ago, and I said I wasn't going
to... Are you a prophet today? You took any and you're now be careful.
But also, we worked together at Next Newspapers. Okay. But I knew that somebody was going to make that book into a film. So we came to talk about another thing entirely. Boko Haram. And I said, let me do a I Did Not Come to You by Chance episode. So when the film is released, this was 3 years ago.
Wow.
So when whoever does the film are released, unfortunately we lost the tape. But it's okay. She doesn't need it. The word has heard of it. But she lost the tape. But at least the other interview, we have put it in the word. But we used to sit down side by side as copy editors at Next Newspapers. And when you have a colleague, you know how they say a prophet is not respected. So she had written this book. And she's very...
You say read it.
Yeah, just like... So one day I just say, okay, she's my...
Stress.
You know it.
Yeah, I know.
So just let me just read it on the plane. And I read it.
Where can I buy it?
It's back in the bookshops. So Roving Heights has it. Roving Heights.
I know
Glendora has it.
Glendora in
Roving Heights, yes.
Parkview.
Yes, Glendora in Parkview has it.
Okay.
Roving Heights, if you just send it a message.
I'm still old school. I like to hold.
Want me to hold book? I don't know what a Kindle is.
That thing never flew with me. I want to hold. I want to turn, and this I fold.
You are in the spirit with me.
I fold the corner.
Yes.
I use my pen.
I write on it.
Yes.
I design it.
Yes. It's been read.
That's how it is. So that's me. That's how it goes. I'm not in the. I'm Gen Q.
I'm with you there.
Yes. And so I read it and I just called her and I thought I was screaming.
I know, I have to read it. No.
It's such a good book. I couldn't believe that the person I was sitting with.
Christmas presents to myself.
That would be great.
Yes. I give myself Christmas.
I love that. So I need to write that down. You give yourself Christmas presents.
Of course. Don't you love you?
I love me.
So you love other people, you give them gifts. What
you
about
don't give
giving yourself gifts? You have to start from you.
Christmas present to myself.
Yes. I give myself birthday gifts. I give myself Christmas gifts.
That.
So important.
I never
in
thought
case
of
you don't get. You're like an orphan. You are not.
You are not. You have yourself.
You have yourself.
You have yourself.
Give yourself gifts.
I love that. I've learned that. So I'm very happy to hear that her book had done
nice.
So we have 6 more people to go.
Already?
Yes.
No, I don't want to go.
I love it.
Please put this. I don't want to go. Please. I want to be invited back. If you are an audience member, put in the comment section somewhere. Kate must come back.
Must return.
Yes.
# Kate must come back. Emeka Wangborocha.
MNX. I love MNX.
Yes, it was also a House of Secrets.
House of Secrets.
Yeah.
You know, my first knowledge of him was Twitter. I'm like, who is this boy?
Yes, that's also mine.
Writing this thing.
Yes.
Only to see a small. I said, come here.
Small boy.
You are so small on the ground.
Trouble.
Causing problem on Twitter. Turn around, let me see you. He said, Mama, not me. You know? He's so brilliant.
Yeah,
I loved working with him in House of Secrets. Yeah. He's such a professional.
He takes his craft very seriously.
And you didn't come to Afrif.
No, I didn't.
There's this movie he did.
Yes, I heard.
Hey, what's the title? It was the opening night film.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, he did so well. I mean, his scene was short, but he did so well.
Right.
I love Emeka. He's like my other son. And like a very, very junior brother, but he's my son, he's a small boy.
Yes, small boy, yes.
You know, I love him.
Yeah.
I will support him and hail him. And he'll say, Mama, I said this yellow plantain boy.
He said that yellow plantain.
Yellow, very yellow. I love him. Kudos, he's come up. I think he was in, what's the school movie?
Far From Home.
Yes. I didn't watch it, but I heard so many reviews. And there was another boy. Is it Tommy? No, there was another boy.
Dark. Yes, how can I forget him now? I actually just did a movie with him. My first movie role. Mike Afolarin.
Yes, Mike.
Yes.
That's, I tweeted and I said, well done, I've heard good reviews and responded. They're respectful. I like people who are respectful. See, you will go far. You will.
Go far. He will certainly go far.
He will.
2 people before I do the last 2 people that I want to do.
Already, I thought you said C.
Yes. I love it. I feel so good. Okay, before that, I want to do this for the... Are you familiar with Bishop Matthew Kuka?
Yes, Kuka in the north.
Yes, Bishop Kuka.
Jos, Sabi.
Yes, Sokoto, but he's also done that work.
Yes.
He's become a voice of reason across the country.
He's like Desmond Tutu.
Yes, he is our Desmond Tutu.
And the truth should come from the pulpit.
The truth should come from the pulpit.
Jesus threw away the people selling markets in front of his father's son.
Yeah.
So, but forget that. It's a church. Don't be selling your trinkets and stuff. The truth should come from the church.
Yes.
It should. And you should be able to speak it without fear or favor, without even thinking about your own religion, but to the heart of it, to humanity. You should speak the truth.
Yeah.
I admire him a lot. I've heard him speak at close range, at political events and all of that. Yeah. I love him.
Yeah, he's my godfather. So, I love him. I don't need to, if I start talking about Bishop Kuka, we'll not finish, but he has been a blessing.
To create an episode
for it.
Or
two. Two, actually. No, 2 is okay. There's a series I was on Showmax this year called DJ. Just DJ. But there were double I.
Okay.
So it feels like there was an
D-I-I-C-H-I.
Yes.
I think I've heard it of
and I only came across it because, Showmax bought my show. And so after watching my show now, I'll be like, okay, what is happening on the show?
Let me even check it
and I just saw this and I thought, This is so good. And it didn't go as big as, but it was so good. I just want to celebrate everybody who was part of that production. James Omokwe.
Yeah,
Tolu
James,
Ajayi,
yes.
Lydia Shobogun, Ife, who I don't know, but at the writer's room, just like there's a movie I'm going to do in my life, just to carry that writer's room,
and
just say this is the film, let's do it. I just want to be sure that they get the praise, even if it wasn't as big as other series.
They shouldn't be downcast.
Yes, I've not even seen the data behind the scene. It might have done great, but it was a well-made,
executed,
extremely well executed series.
Don't tell me we have one left.
Final two. Sorry, don't be annoyed.
Okay.
This person may not be familiar to you. His name is Emeka Songs.
Okay.
I'm a praise and worship person. That's my life. And so on YouTube is my house. That's where I live. That's where I move. That's where I have.
So how do one get on the praise and worship train on YouTube?
You start from Nathaniel Bassey.
Okay.
Any Nathaniel Bassey song. When you start, just let YouTube be recommending. It's just been moving you like this.
Okay, it's the recommendation. Because it recommends to me the songs that I love, R&B, Yolanda Adams, so many of them.
Those, yes. Naomi Raines, perhaps. Yes. The place to start is Nathaniel.
Okay.
Or someday, start for Victoria Orenze. Then it's just YouTube now knows.
Know that, okay.
Okay, this is how you want it to be.
I've seen your part one. I'm coming. Yes, it's coming.
Yes, I discovered this young man called Emeka Songs. Apparently, so one of the blessings.
What's the song? Can you tell me?
No, he doesn't have a song. He just plays and worship and his energy. I think he's part of a church called the Logic Church, which is a new young.
I've heard of the Logic Church.
Yes. It was on my first son's show. The pastor Temison's show a while ago. I forgot his name. Pastor Flourish Peters, I think is his name. So I think he was in House on the Rock, and then he moved and opened his own ministry. A lot of young people flocked there. And so I think Emeka is the worship leader.
Emeka Songs.
And all this is I'm assuming based on what I'm seeing in the YouTube, because I've not got to...
Songs as in plural of songs?
Songs.
Oh, songs.
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 So I just discovered that, and I remember that he was... So Tim Godfrey, who I'm sure you know.
Yeah, I know Tim.
One of Tim Godfrey's talents is that he discovers
yes.
And they lets them go into the
world.
So Emeka is obviously one of Tim Godfrey's former band members.
Nice.
And he has now grown into this incredible artist in his own right. He's really been a blessing to me this year, and I want to thank him.
Oh.
Yeah. Final two names, Funke Akindele.
Funkazi.
Your sister in the chiefest of the daddies.
I call her Funkazi.
I love it.
Funke is resilience. That's not the word I want to. Funke is dogged.
Dogged. That's Funke.
Funke with her own. Just say I can't do it. I'm going to show them. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to leave you breathless.
Yes.
She's not been lucky in personal life, but hey, I told her, come on, leave it. Go, you know. Yeah. Thank God it didn't dissuade her, or, people have been distracted and fallen because of personal, because personal has a lot to do with your mind, your heart, your spirit, your peace, where you draw from. Yes. But she has just kept on going. Like a colossus, she has kept on, and she's doing it, so you have no choice.
Yes, you have no choice.
No choice.
You have no choice.
But to see her and say, yes, with the acting from Yoruba film, Henshaw, then the directing, producing, now she has the fan TV.
Yes.
Come on now.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yes, she's done it all.
She's done it all, actually.
She's done it all. She's had children. What do you want? She was married. She has children. What else do you want to use as barrier for her? Because they say you are doing, you don't have husband.
Yes.
Okay.
Done.
You don't have children.
Done.
What else?
What else? What else?
You have fulfilled all righteousness. Can we be going? Next.
Let's move on to greatness.
See, my favorite word 2024.
It's next. We love it.
Yes.
Listen. Be heard. Love her so much. Fuke knows how I feel about her. Just spent some time with her a few weeks ago.
And of course, the political stuff.
Then what I love is that she did her thing.
She came to me for advice. She spoke to me. I said, be ready. Just be ready for the dragging. My drag. They will say, this one. But hey, next.
I did it. I move on.
The feather is
added onto the cap.
Yes.
I will keep it moving.
Hello.
The final person, somebody you may know. Her name
this today. See, me, trust it. The way you lower your voice.
Let me read the person's profile as we wrote it. Call her the mother of the culture, and you won't be wrong. The ageless Kate Henshaw. never expected it.
Chude Jideonwo.
Wait, who has constantly been A-list and relevant for 3 decades, has both managed to be one of Nigeria's most credible activist voices.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'll never have put myself on the list. Make me happy for them. I'm just happy for people. Like, why'd you do that? Nah, you are finished. I'm going to wait for you at the junction this time. I was joking before.
But now you're
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, today is
I have to finish. Has managed to be both one of Nigeria's most credible activist voices, one of its most bankable creative talents, as well as an enabler of an entire generation of Gen Z stars, and a model that doing your work to the best of your ability will always take you farther than you could ever have imagined.
I don't know what to say about her. I don't know this person. It's just like
this person I just called.
Today, you know, like my mom, she's my inspiration. She is so strong. I mean, my dad left her, and then she kind of just left. She left us there. Say, well, you people stay with your father. You sort yourself out. And I became like the mother for my siblings. So I've had to be strong, you know. And despite everything that life has thrown at me, I know that God is with me. His grace is with me. For me to still be in this industry 30 years later and still thriving, still sort of I don't know how to reinvent. God knows I don't know. You know, something just happens and I just keep going. And I recognized it 2-3 years ago that this, my stardom, as they call it, I hate that word, star, it's not for me. It's not for me, it's for other people. It's to show people that it can be done the right way. You can speak truth. You can be decent. I'm not saying I'm perfect. God, please, you're the only one. But that it's not about the things that stardom brings, but about the lives that you can touch. You know, one life at a time is what I say. One life at a time. I want to leave this world, leave my mark, like that Beyonce song, I Was Here. I Was Here. I love that song so much. I was here. I left my mark. I'm not about corporations. People say, you've not produced film. That's not where my heart is. My heart is with people. My heart is with causes, issues. Somebody is doing sexual violence, rape. You are putting down someone. You are locking somebody up. Why? What was the problem? You are withholding. No. That's my life's desire to speak. That when people hear my voice, they're going to listen. And they're like, okay, you see, we're going to listen, we're going to make changes, we're going to turn things around. I'm so honored to be on the list. Today, you guys sneaking.
I'm so happy that I had that effect on you. But
I'm like, I'm all for people. I would put myself out there. And I remember during the elections, my sister was saying, hey, be careful, my mother. I said, you know what? God is the only one that can take my life. If he says let it go, then that means I've done my bit. And I will go. I told her, I said, this is the combination to the safe. Your name is in the bank as my... Yeah, I told my sister, I told my sister, I said, this is the combination to the safe. Your name is in the bank as my next of kin. Wow. She had signed some documents some days before. If anything happens, please take care of my daughter. She said, because what is this life? If you're going to hold it... Like the Bible says, you hold it, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it. Yes. People have died for less.
That's true.
It's better to speak your mind, speak the truth, and live your life than to be silent. I'm not saying silence is cowardly, but if God has given you some kind of grace and favor and courage and strength, and you have been through stuff, I've been through domestic violence, so that's the same. I will never talk to you about it. I have. You know, so my involvement in it is personal. I dedicate my life to it, to always speaking the truth. And that's why I pray that money will never, ever be my Lord and Master. Never. It will always serve me. No, you can't buy me with money. I want to be able to open my mouth and speak to you. Speak. I want to speak. Leave me. Let me speak. To be respectful, but to say the truth so that you will hear and see that it hurts. People are suffering. What are you doing? Even my friends that are in politics, they say, Kate, you hate us. That's why in the other party, you hate us. Because I always say them, you are not trying now. Help us. Help. I'm okay. I can be quiet, go and sit in some other country, cross my legs, sip tea by the balcony. But I choose not to.
Yeah.
Because this country is the only country we have. I have only green passport. I have only green. And everyone has run away. My child is not here. Everybody has run. Who is going to be here? I'm here.
You are here.
I'm here.
That was a good way to end the show. That's a powerful way to end the show. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the
You are amazing, Maybe that's why I'll be. But no, that your show, I will not do. This one for me. Anytime, if you say 4 hours, 9 to 5, I will do this one. Joy 300. Joy 500. 1,000. I will be out sleep. Wait, brother, are we shooting? I do it.
Thank you so much. I know you were there at the very beginning of this show. I'm not sure if you remember, because you do things and you forget. When I started the show, I was doing a publicity tour. That was during COVID. And I was having people interview me. And you're one of those that interviewed me on Instagram to talk about the show. Yet you've forgotten.
Yeah, I'm good.
You forgot?
No, you're serious. No, are you serious?
Yes, you're one of those.
It's so late.
On Instagram Live during COVID.
It's so late, because it's only 3 years.
Yeah, it's only 3 years.
Let me tell
I just asked you, you just say yes. Let's do it.
Some memory lapses because of age. You people, women, I see you know it. Memory lapses on ball or no. Yes, you forget things.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah. I love you. I've loved you since. You and Debola, you're my brothers. You know, I can't, from time. Yes. I've loved you people and use me. Use me as you like.
We love you too. Thank you. Still on the Joy 150 list, the most interesting people in the culture.
Okay.
And I have Nigeria's most respected, most feared, and most listened to music and culture journalist, Joey Akan. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Right. So, just a few names I want to talk about, who made this list this year. Okay. First is Tenny the Entertainer.
Okay.
Yeah. The sense I get of Tenny is that Tenny stays on her lane, minds her business. Yeah. And at some point, there's always the fear that someone who stays in the lane and minds her business in this Afrobeats culture is not really serious. You need to be engaging, fire. What do you think has made her stand out this year?
She's gone through a transition with the weight loss. Beautiful. I'm so proud of her. She's a beautiful sister. The weight loss thing, and then she started progressing her career and her aesthetics, the music, in a very different direction, very unique direction. She's owning more of herself. She's talking. None of these things she has said. So I intended we were close. I think, are we still close? Hey, God. So.
But you're not far.
Yeah, we're not far.
Okay.
Now, my sister.
Yeah.
I'm super grateful to her.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of the people like owe gratitude in this
that's
industry.
amazing.
Yeah. So, because she's done wonders for me.
Right.
Beautiful person.
Right.
And she just woke up and decided that, okay, cool, I'm going to talk what all these things I've been saying, all these thoughts in my head, because these are not things, these are things that she shared with me, like long ago, way before. So this year is when she's like, I'm going to externalize them. Right. And she's done them in a way that is breathtaking, that's beautiful, and it's potent, because it works.
What do you even call Koti? A filmmaker?
Yeah, a filmmaker.
Yeah.
She just makes very specific films.
Very specific films.
Yeah,
Why do you think that she has resonated so deeply with her generation?
With her generation, because she, like once again, she's a light bringer. She gives them perspectives that they want to see and they want to hear and they want to, and she's also an absolute creator, a creator at heart. Yes. So you know that this one is serious.
A first principles creator. She's not creating on top of what somebody else has created. No. It's coming straight from her heart.
Straight from the heart.
Yeah.
And what is real, it has to prosper.
Oh, stop it. What is real has to prosper.
You can, and then if you want to pray, you'd be like, may the real prosper.
Yeah, may the real prosper. I like that. That's what's happening with her.
That's what's happening to Koti.
Yeah, I can say that. You're so right. You're so right.
Olamide. Beautiful person. I wasn't the biggest fan of his Unruly album.
Right. Yeah.
But I like the fact that he has stuck to this and he's continuing to move himself. Talking about him as a creator, not in terms of the business.
Right.
So as a creator, he has stuck to himself. He's continuing to drop music and he's giving us enough. He's a discography artist. But this year, he added to that discography. And I love the marketing for it. I love the rollout of it. The music is amazing. A lot of it I couldn't connect with. But yes, beautiful artist. And I love the fact that he's found a way to own longevity. So, and the only way you can do that is dynamism. The longevity in this industry is like you change as often as possible. And he's constantly pushed that ball for further. And so, yes, Olamide is he's sublime.
What you said just makes sense, because when I was younger and Quib 1 was constantly changing, even up to the name, it sounded ridiculous. What's this man doing? Apparently, you understood the culture very much.
Yes, you have to keep changing. So once is novelty, twice is okay, mo just stop for man, but the third time, mo no do am again.
Yeah. Is that a Nigerian thing or a global thing?
It's a global thing. Globally, everybody changes. Look at Drake. Look at Rihanna. Beyonce. Everyone changes. You have to change.
You have to
The
change.
Weeknd, everyone changes. Look at Rema. Everybody has to change.
Right. It's inevitable.
Yes.
So it's those who know how to change, and Olamide clearly knows
Know
how
how
to
to
change.
If you do the way you change and people don't like them, well, you go switch again to push it up. But sometimes some people just stop changing, and sadly, you just see them regress. Because in this job, to stand still is to fall behind.
Right. People will say that in Nigeria, St. Louis sugar has never changed, and it's still the winner in the sugar industry.
They'll soon start advertising.
It's inevitable.
Yes.
Okay, right. So that's Olamide's. And speaking of, you mentioned him, Rema. What do you think of Rema's rise this year? I remember, was it you or somebody else? I think it was you.
It's me. It's me.
When he
I
said
carry
his
Rema on my
Afrofusion,
head.
no, first, were you the one that was critical about his saying he's not doing Afrobeat? he's doing Afro.
No.
Okay, that wasn't you. Yes, that wasn't you.
wasn't me.
But yes, that wasn't you. So Rema, you carry Rema on your head.
Yes.
Why?
Why? Because he is a generational artist. Rema is the complete interpretation of hard work and an insane amount of creativity. The hard work is not, it's creative work. He's supported by a great team and everything, but a lot of that is artist driven. It's creator led. He leads and everyone just makes sure they give him what he wants. And so to be able to constantly reinvent yourself,
So it's almost like the people around him, their job is just to provide what he has asked for.
Yes.
That's so true.
That makes it easy for
How does
anybody.
a young man know how to be that? So
It's someone
early?
that researches. You see people who are intelligent.
Or it's in the
Creativity is
in the Illuminati.
Creativity is intelligence.
Yeah.
You can only get more creative by drawing new lines. And sometimes you talk to some creators and you just know there's nobody home.
So essentially, because he reads and he observes the world keenly, he's always going to have the capacity to create. Yeah.
And so creativity is based on how full way your brain is. And the more you feed it, that's why I want to read, I want to consume, I want to learn, because eventually you don't know, it just comes back on the front end.
On the front end, yes.
And that's what Rema has done. And it's created in a way that is so iconic now. They're like, is this the devil?
That was also the joke I was cracking about the Illuminati.
Yes.
Because there's a sense of mystery and...
He's dark, he's morbid, he uses Memento Mori as a theme.
Yes.
And everyone, and Nigeria, those things are the reflection of the dark side. And so outside the country, they'll say, it's goth.
Yes. But that's also the thing, because mostly a person who spends that much time inside themselves, you would think that they will be given to excess. Because sometimes, it's like how the Bible says, too much reading has made thee mad. But he also seems to be self-contained and self-controlled.
Yes, because he has to. This is someone who has faced insane adversity. And so, if you don't suffer before, you're supposed to get sense.
If you don't suffer before, you're supposed to get sense. Yes. No pun intended. The next name is Burna Boy.
I respect Burna Boy.
Of course, that is very clear.
Yeah, and I love his music.
That is also very clear.
I love Burna Boy's music. I've been a fan of Burna Boy ever. Even when on this end, I'm like, your behavior is reprehensible, but your music, fire. I'm able to compartmentalize.
Yeah.
That's...
You know why I stopped doing? I used to do music reviews when I was with Next Newspaper. And I stopped because, it was a decade ago, I did a review of Dare's music and I said, Dare gets no respect. And it was only because I was Dare's huge fan. And I thought, for the kind of work he's doing, etc. And people thought it was critical of him. I did the same thing with ID Kabasa. I released an album. We talked about him when I interviewed him this year. And Nice and all these people wanted to beat me up. And I said, but how can you not see that it's out of deep respect for this person?
People don't understand that.
Yeah.
So the thing with respect and appreciation, especially when you're an artist, is the only thing that a lot of people consider respect is whatever gives them that dopamine rush they feel when they're on stage and they're people literally,
They're used to that dopamine
Yes.
rush.
So when they show up and, the respect takes a different form or it doesn't come as directly as they're used to, then wait, is this beef?
Yes, it doesn't look familiar.
Yeah.
So something must be wrong.
Yeah, so with Burna Boy, I love his music.
Yeah.
I think his album is good. I enjoy the album. I still listen to it. My personal playlist, I have On Form, I have If I'm Lying, and I also have, of course, City Boy. I don't have it there because I can hear it anywhere. But On Form, If I'm Lying, and those are some of the most beautiful pieces of music I've heard.
Right.
And so, on one hand, I might not like your behavior, but I like your art. And I've always been able to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
And Burna Boy has earned it. Beautiful artist, lots of plaques, lots of shows. He's redefining what it means to be an African rock star. And yes, and that must be supported. And so even when I say the things I say about him, if I know value, I know go talk about you.
Yeah, people should know that.
Yeah, it's the same coin. If I know value, I know go talk about you.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so there are people who pay me to talk about them or talk about their work. So the one that they do for free won't come beat me.
He deserves every accolade that he has received in
Yeah.
terms of his work, right? Smade.
Smade is beautiful.
Yeah.
He has always been like a very important part of African music,
Yeah.
landing in the diaspora.
Yeah.
He creates live experiences, and over time you could see his growth, promoting, booking all the shows.
Yeah.
And if I catch Smade in this country today, he's on my podcast.
Yeah, of course.
Instantly. It's beautiful in the way he works. It's beautiful in the way he sells the culture. And he finds a way to make sure the economics make sense. And that's why he's so big.
And that's why he's so big, because he finds a way to make the economics make sense. Because passion is, because you cannot really
No, you can't
book a
subsist.
flight without
Yes, no.
unit economics.
You can't subsist on passion.
Yes. So it's that you bring the passion, you bring the energy, and you find the unit economics for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's what makes him epic. TJ Omori.
TJ, one of the most creative minds of this space, beautiful brother. I love him so much, and I love the work, and I love his mind. So TJ Omori constantly tells us that there can be a next level to visual artistry. TJ Omori tells us that you can marry music and visuals in a way that is both unique, refreshing, and also elevates the senses. And yeah, that's what he's done.
Elevates the senses.
Yeah, and so he's a true creative. He puts in the work, the hours, and so yeah, he's special, and he's an original. That would not change.
Yeah. Three final people. Olagbegi Ashake.
Yeah, Ashake is great, beautiful artist, sublime creator. He's found a way to start building a catalog now.
Yes.
2 good albums.
Yes.
Those things will last
Yeah.
beyond even his imagination. When you look at Ashake, what you see is our culture, street culture advancing. Ashake is street alter. That's how I see him. He's street alter.
Yeah.
So he still draws from all of that inspiration.
Yes.
But he inhabits a different space,
He inhabits
a higher
different
plane.
space. A higher plane, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's that sense always with him that he's on a higher plane.
Yeah, things are elevated with him.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy the world respects that. The world sees it, the world respects that, and they continue to buy into it. So he's done well. Lonely at the Top was a smash.
Yeah, smash.
Even though from the way the rollout happened, I think it was an unintentional smash.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because it wasn't a single.
Ah,
And I think it was like community-led, that one.
right.
Because now after people don't pick, I'm 9 to say I'm
That was right. Okay, Lonely at Top was a smash hit. That's what made me, all the other ones they were doing before, Lonely at Top made me think, you know when you do a double take and say, okay.
That was the first time the world could see that this man was not all heavy beats and bangers. This
Yes.
is someone that can talk. This is
Yes.
someone that has something to say.
That has something to say.
say.
I think that this year, the year before, it's like, okay, this is an exciting.
Yeah, this is a
new-
pop artist who
Yes.
just drop bangers, who go dance, look the other way.
But this year,
But this year, that's when he's added substance to that image.
yeah, that's so true. Away from music, FK Abudu and Jola Yeye, with
Yeah.
I Said What I Said, Monster podcast. What do you think is the thing that makes that podcast so sticky?
So sticky, people go there to laugh.
Hey, but you can laugh anywhere now.
Yeah, but you can laugh intelligently.
That's the hair. So it's laughing intelligence.
Yeah, so
Yes.
there's not a lot of places where you can go and laugh with sense.
Yeah, yes.
And if you can marry, and that's the thing, the best content, it connects three things, or it does 3 things. Educates, entertains, inspires. And if someone can come to you and while they're laughing and they're learning, it's great. That's
a
why
winner.
the good stand-up comedians are almost teachers
Yeah.
who just hold a mirror to us.
Yeah, very true.
So it is what happens there, and then their community loves them. They've been able to stay consistent. They've built the base.
Finally, K1 The Ultimate.
K1 is a legacy artist,
Yes.
legacy creator. So he's one of the custodians of classic Nigerian music.
Yeah.
And so every year he's transcended to a spot where he cannot be. There's nothing.
If I mention him here, it's even an insult.
Yes, but it's also a testament to how much he continues to win.
Of course,
to the point where
mean.
he still has this level of impact, and you can put him in a list with Cutty.
Yes.
So that's a blessing.
It's almost an ethereal quality.
Yes, surreal.
It's like the holy grail of what all creatives are looking for.
Yes, if you have half of K1's career, you're sorted for life. You can die a happy man.
Yes, you have done it all.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me to talk about these artists today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
It has been a long journey
Right.
to getting you on my seat.
Okay.
So Gbemi, tell me, why don't you want to do this show?
Because I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry.
Last time I explained to me, I said, this other one, I will do it.
Yeah.
Ask me to do this, I will do it.
Yeah, no. And then, when I talk, now people will say, hey, it's a big thing. And I'm just like,
You're just living your life.
So
But talk about what did you say? You just did an episode that was hot.
what?
We had done a few months ago we want to talk about sex episode.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So I had done it. My producer who reviews it, he said, come and see a hot sex episode. Because he had some feedback. Come and see what I'm saying. And I opened it. The baby first got a disclaimer.
Yes.
My pastors, my moms, that you guys went hard. No pun intended.
I did not know that there was a rerun during the week.
Oh,
so
right.
I'm sitting in the living room. My in-laws were just around, and they were like, I think they're about to show your show. I said, oh no, it's a promo. Then I just saw the disclaimer. I said, yeah, mommy, daddy, no,
This is not
don't watch
you.
it. They said, no, we must watch. We must watch. I fled. I couldn't. But they enjoyed the episode. They were asking for a part 2. I was like,
I love it. So you're going to give us a part 2 now.
Maybe next year.
The show was only on YouTube.
Before YouTube, remember the handover?
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
now.
so
that's where
from
it came
radio to YouTube and now to television,
TV.
it's been an interesting
You've done the
evolution.
entire journey.
I see, my brother, look, we'll go where the money resides. Where the money resides.
Yeah.
Jokes apart, I'm just grateful that our audience is following us.
Yeah.
So many diaspora complain sometimes, but
Yes.
I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to do what I love.
But episode, exactly. And also, they do reruns. Oh no, they do, when the season is done, I think they put it up on Showmax as well. So people in their abroad should.
Yeah, they're able, but they want to be watching it now.
As they hot.
Now.
Yeah.
So, but I'm
you're
just
grateful.
grateful, yes.
Yeah. It's amazing. I don't want to talk about your year yet, But thank you for joining me to unveil our list of the Joy 150 this year.
150.
Yes.
Okay.
So for those who are just watching this for the first time, the most interesting people in the culture.
Okay.
Not the most famous, not the most whatever. It's the people who I look at the work they're doing and say, that's interesting.
It's not everybody that makes noise,
Yes.
but there's some people in their little corners doing great things.
Yes,
And I think
exactly.
yeah.
And those are the people I want to, And so sometimes even I wish that sometimes the list can be made up of unknown people that people haven't really paid attention to. But also we are excited as much as by unknown people as by known people. So you're here to unveil 50
All right, let's do it.
of the list with me. The first name on the list is the Adebayo family.
I think it's just so nice, to be able to, again, do what you love and do it with the people you love.
Yes,
Father, brother, like I love it for them. Jagu Jagu was smash hit.
Smash hit.
Yeah.
Smash hit. Because when I watch something, I start Googling. When I watch,
Me
I thought,
too. I do that too.
I start Googling.
Yeah.
I went like, how did these minds come up with this? And then I didn't even, I knew the brother, but I didn't know they were brothers. So I'm not talking about Adebayo's name. And I saw all the father had said about how the film. So I'm like, so even Oga Bello was involved in
A lot of people still don't know that.
They still don't know
related,
that.
Yeah, but they were able to do something great this year.
Yeah, and a huge accomplishment, huge accomplishment. Excited about them. Next person is Oluseyi Ekishola.
Shay?
Yes. Oh, you know him?
Oh, of course. I'm always harassing him for one thing or the other.
Right. I've never met him.
I never met him either.
Right. Talk on the phone.
On the phone or chatting about one thing or the other. Maybe I want to do something, put some placement on one of his podcasts, his many podcasts. Especially when I was, doing the corporate marketing thing.
Yeah.
So that was also, so we did some work with I Said What I Said.
Yeah.
We also discussed Temisan and so many other things. So,
Yeah. It's incredible. Because I don't put full episodes of my show on the free podcast version. So, I cannot know what the pleasures are yet. Spotify released their list of the top 10 podcasts this year, and 3 of his podcasts were on it.
I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, of course. That's what it means to build an empire.
Hey.
And also in the thing, podcasts that 5 years ago, people would just be like,
what is a podcast? And why should people sit down and listen to you talk
for 2 hours?
Talk? Yeah, but people are doing it. People love it. Yeah. I mean, I listen to podcasts when I'm driving. I listen to all sorts of things. I could be listening to Joe Austin today, and then it's called Spit or Swallow.
Oh, yeah. I know
I can be listening to, so many different things, really. Yeah. So,
amazing work he's doing.
Yeah.
The Prince.
Look, people used to make fun of him back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah, they used to make fun of him. Oh, maybe he doesn't have talent.
He doesn't have hits.
He's just fine.
Look, his brother.
The guy, he can retire now. I'm so jealous.
I swear to God.
I'm so jealous. I mean, he has this powerhouse of amazing artists, young, so they have many years ahead of them. I mean,
That's true. They're also young, so they have many years ahead of them.
Yeah.
Even just the resell, the ancillary value of the work they are doing for a long time.
I mean, good shout out to him. I'm just like, maybe I should enter this record label thing.
Not only you.
I don't think I'd have the patience because it
requires
a lot of patience. Yeah. And human beings are like this. They can just...
It's a miracle. Anybody who... I said to them, when you see a label and the former label person does a good post when he's leaving, know that person is a great leader. Yeah. For the label person to be like, oh, we've just finished our contract, it's my family, because that's not the modus.
And they're not sitting there with you, like, oh, this is what they did. I washed plates. I had hit songs, but I was washing car.
Yes.
That was the story of somebody.
Yes.
Let me get into
You went there. Just to emphasize what you said, you see, when people are not telling you kinds of things, so the Prince is in the Mo Hits label, and people are saying all kinds of things about, oh, you are not the one with talent, etc.
He was the punchline. Remember how many comedians used to count how many times he said banana in shake banana?
Take banana.
Yes, like, oh, one. Every comedian said that joke at every comedy show. They talked about so many things, but say what you want.
He now took all that energy and delivered something that we could not possibly have imagined, which is how you should do life.
Yeah.
People are talking their own thing. You face your own business.
Do your own.
Do your own. Next is Pastor Paul Adefarasi.
I want to know who trains him. So fit.
I swear to God, it's not a small
thing.
Between him and the TOE, Tone Lumelu, they are putting pressure on young men across the world.
No more Bastumok. Now,
it's no longer stylish for you as a billionaire to be letting go because of all these people.
You have to be a fine boy. Whatever it is now you're doing,
you have to show.
It's good that men are under the same pressure now.
Yes.
Whether you're a pastor, whatever it is you must
show up. You must suck belly.
You must work out.
I'm telling you. Yeah. But Pastor Paul is very dear to me, obviously, because I planned my year around 2 of the events on House on the Rock. I planned my year around the Africa Praise Experience and the Experience.
Okay.
So no matter what you're inviting me for, no matter how much, well, I have a price, $1 billion.
Oh, come on.
But if it's below $1 billion,
I
always make sure. And then there's also the Spirit Life Conference that he does, which are essentially the 3 biggest gospel events in terms of brand and reach and all of that in the country. Not a small feat at all.
They need to do like a documentary on how they're able to use TBS for the experience, and there's like no drama.
With area boys and all of that.
Right?
Yes.
Listen.
Thank you for saying this. So, sir, I have already discussed this documentary with them.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I didn't discuss it with her.
We need to know like the makings of it. Like, listen. Okay, let me confess. I've never been to the experience before.
I can
listen. You who has never been, it's coming. To leave the road on the day that don't be caught on the road. Even though nowadays it's not as bad
as it is.
But they're able to do these events, and I mean, others have not been able to do it.
Yeah, because I've been part of the behind the scenes people, I know that was the first thing that they tackled, and the way they did it, nobody else has been able to replicate. In the country. So that's a major achievement. Fuad Lawal, I don't even know Fuad.
Okay, when I saw the name, I was like, is it the same person as the government guy?
Oh, right. Who is that?
Fuad Atanda, something.
Oh, right, right. I don't know.
I was just like, oh, is that the same person? But like, apparently.
Fuad first has worked with me. We set up a platform called partyjollof.com.
Okay.
A few years ago, worked with Wine Nigeria. Before that, he had been in Pulse. What he has always done is the most interesting journalism projects.
Okay.
There was one time he went on a tour of the 36 states of Nigeria for Pulse magazine.
Wow.
Did the same tour for Zikoko. He was the editor of Zikoko,
Okay.
trained an
Very
entire
cool.
generation.
Zikoko, I mean, we have to talk about
Zikoko.
Are they on this list?
Yes, they're on the list.
Yes.
They have to be on the list.
Yeah.
And now he's doing something called Archive NG. We just finished a huge documentary project. Now, one of the challenges in the research was you couldn't find old newspaper, anything that wasn't uploaded from the internet, you can't find it.
We don't keep records.
We don't keep records.
Yeah.
So he has been every newspaper since independence.
Nice.
He has been archiving and uploading online. So that if you want something from Daily Times in 1972,
That is brilliant.
I think he's insane because he quit his job as the head honcho of marketing com at Eden Lifestyle, which is a hot startup, to come and do this not-for-profit thing, Which I like I did that one like from the belly of experience.
Because it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
So I really pray that he succeeds because Nigeria needs the product.
We do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also there's very few interesting media projects. Everybody is doing interesting tech projects. Everybody's doing interesting celebrity projects. But just core media, I pray he succeeds. Next on the list, our friend, Toke.
Toke Star Makinwa. We used to call her Bulletproof.
Right.
Toke Bulletproof.
Yes,
like in our little friend circle because it's like no matter what it is, you're dragging her.
Keeps
She's
moving.
off again tomorrow
Keeps
to
moving.
do whatever. I admire her doggedness. I admire the fact that she doesn't, you know what, you're going to say what you're going to say. If you like, call her item 7 today. If you like, drag her tomorrow. You cannot take away the work that she has put in.
Yes.
Yes. Controversy aside, she has put in her work, and when you speak to people who have worked with her, she's a professional.
Oh, she's a professional. She's on
She
point.
does her work.
Yes.
So don't sit down there and be taken by the wigs and the lashes and the makeup. She does her work,
It's very, very important for that to be underlined, because I've not seen it. She works hard.
Yeah.
And she shows up. Say something is 4 o'clock. She's there
there.
at 4 o'clock. She's asking you, where's my script? Asking you, she takes her
She's not
work.
giving you drama. She's not,
Yes.
people would assume that she'd be like that
Yes.
because of appearance, but she's not.
She's not. Give Toke her flowers. Mr. and Mrs. C.
Okay, now at first when I saw them, I was like, who is Mr. Mrs. C? Then I was like, they said, oh, it's Iroko critic. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Especially because Olalade was just,
Oh, that's true. They must have done a space on it. Yes.
So, I mean, the fact that we had these PR packages we're sending to everybody, critics, influencers, and we tried to get, because, we're sending internationally. And they were like, no, we cannot tell you our names, so nobody knows who they are.
Yes, that's part of the thing.
Whatever. So we literally wrote, like it was weird. Like
Yes, Iroko as name, critic as surname.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, the larger culture is not aware of Iroko critic, but filmmakers, and I think that their credibility comes because when we finished doing our project, I had some critics look at it, and I went to send it to Iroko critic. I said, I'm not going to send it to them because the film is finished. And if they say I should remove something, I'm going to remove it because I respect them.
Yeah,
Unlike other people,
yeah.
they understand film in a way that gives them a lot of credibility, and they are shady.
Oh yeah,
But
I mean,
not
it's
me.
not even them. It's also, I think, the people who come on this space.
Right,
Because it's a Twitter space every
Yeah.
Sunday or thereabouts, and people come, and some people just come and you're like,
Yeah.
okay.
I love Gbemi like, okay.
We have to grow up. It's not back in the day that you be giving glass books every time on the internet.
But you had a few things to say to a few people.
Of course. I mean, I'd type it to my friends like, what is this one saying? What have you done? Have you even done cartoon? Can you go and sit down somewhere, please?
I love it. Yeah. I don't know the space because I left Twitter in 2020.
No.
Yes, but
why?
Actually, something
That's my
happened.
favorite app.
Really? Twitter?
I love Twitter.
Wow.
And most of the content that is on your Instagrams and is curated from Twitter.
Well, that makes sense, yes.
That is my favorite app.
That is the first person I've ever heard saying that.
That's my favorite app. All I do is I curate it very well. Once I see you doing nonsense, block. block. I probably I have over 1,000 plus people blocked. Block. If I see you doing nonsense, being
Okay, that's
caustic,
why. Yeah.
so you kind of cleanse your timeline.
I
of a
love
lot
you.
of
You
rubbish.
cleanse.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That's what I should have done.
Yeah.
But I just saw one Oshi one day. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even doing it again, and I left. But obviously, I still appreciate the platform for what it is. So I only watch them on YouTube. Which is where I think they started. I don't even see the space. I hear of the spaces, but I don't see the spaces. Next on my list, Mr. M and Revelation. Did you know them before this list?
No.
Yes, I would think so. Those of us that are in the Christian subculture.
Aha.
So let me tell you what I do in December.
Okay.
I start my year, my month with the Zama concert. Okay. You don't know it. That's Trem.
Okay.
You know, gospel concert at the Trem headquarters.
Okay.
Then I start my journey with Nathaniel Bassey because he's always there. Message is on break now because her family has increased. Yeah. And I follow Martin Bassi like that, from Zama to the experience, from the experience to unusual praise, from unusual praise to simply praise, from simply praise to Cool FM praise jam when they used to do it.
Oh my goodness, they still do that?
No, they've suspended for the past few years. So I'm a worship and praise person now. Mr. M and Revelation.
Hey, they nearly killed me the day I mentioned, when this whole Moses Bliss just came and I was like, I'd never heard of him before that incident. And they were like, you could never heard of him.
What Moses is?
When he went to someone's wedding and the bride lost it. Like
right, I heard about that. Yes,
I was like, I'd never heard of the guy. People were like, how can you say you never heard of him?
So do you want to go to heaven?
So I'm thinking like, okay, gospel will be a genre I need to look into.
That they sing mostly in Igbo. They came from the East. And one of those powerful stories where they were just doing this daily praise thing in, I think, Enugu or somewhere. Every morning they'll gather people in the city together and they'll just praise for hours. And it's from there that the world began to see them. And they close the African Praise Experience every year. I think they close the experience. They're one of the last acts are the ones where they want to keep you till the end. So they moved from that small corner to becoming the big draw of every.
What are they called again?
Mr. M and Revelation. Nice. Go and find them. Thank you.
Next
person is, you have to do this one. Ebuka,
my fellow unruly. By the way, for those who don't know, Future Awards 2008, I won, I think, OAP of the year. Other personality. Tosin was nominated. Yes. I think. Anyway, we all ended up on this trip to Osun State, Ada. And that's how we all met. Me, Tosin, Ebuka, Lamide Akitobi, Lola, Talabi, Chrissy Hidero.
Yes, that's Christy.
All of us.
Yes.
Exactly, Nobuligwe. And then I think you guys had arranged, from here, you had arranged a whole itinerary. And when it was time for us to show up, we would either show up late or be noisy. And Chude came back to Facebook on Monday and wrote this scathing, and a bunch of unruly people tried to derail our trip. We're like, we're the unrulies.
That's where the name came from.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
And that was it. So funny that years after, I mean.
Yes, and some real lifelong friendships have come out of that.
Yeah. Ebuka is my G.
Yes.
I am very proud of him. Yeah. He has done so well. Who would have thought that the Guinness guzzling guy from Big Brother of how many years ago will be, the biggest
TV host in the country at the moment.
I think in the continent.
Yes,
honestly.
Yes. Big Brother, Judging Matters.
Yes, and now this Amazon show.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to him, and he also works very hard as
well. He works extremely hard.
And looks good at it. Some of the things, give a gungu. I love him anyway.
Only a friend can say that.
Yes, now you watch it and tell me that I'm mad, but it's okay.
He's one of those celebrities that has managed to straddle both. You can see him today gossiping and see him tomorrow with Bill Gates.
Exactly.
And you don't suffer whiplash. There's no cognitive dissonance. It's like, makes sense. There's sometimes I'll see Ebuka posing. I'll be like, why are you posing like Gen Z? And he does...
He does it well. I mean,
he does it well.
Cosplaying Gen Z, but it's fine.
Exactly what I'm saying. So he does it so well that nothing he does seems strange, even if it's sublime, if it's mundane, he carries it off. And it's a difficult thing to do. Yeah. So Ebuka, you get your flowers for all the work that you've done. Rita Dominic.
Oh, I love Rita Dominic. She's Nollywood sweetheart, Nigeria sweetheart. Everybody, the internet exploded when she got married. Yes. I think it was a year ago.
Wedding of the decade.
Yeah, and everybody was talking about it. Oh my God, this and that. I mean, she's been in Nollywood since when eyebrows were razor thin. Can you remember, thin? Come on, man. And she's played every role you can
imagine. Yes.
So the fact that she's still relevant today is really, I mean.
Actually, that's
just
true.
shows-
That she's still relevant today. I mean, in this industry, it's a big miracle.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. And to do that without chasing clouds, being unnecessarily, annoying.
Violent,
like,
annoying,
thank you.
attacking.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Pastor Bolaji Jideonwo.
Ha. The celebrities pastor.
The celebrities pastor.
I got to know of him, one of my last few conversations with Tosin Bokno.
Yes.
She told me about him and she was like, that she had spent like hours talking to him about different things, about life and all that. And so yeah, I didn't know that he was the same person. I was talking to Lamide Akitobi the other day.
Right.
And she was like, it was actually Pastor Balaji she was talking about, that he spoke at her funeral and everything.
Yes, right, yes.
So
yes,
I was just like, okay, because I was impressed at, the way he spoke and everything. He didn't keep us there too long.
Yes.
And so yeah, and then to see him now, like everybody's flocking to his church, and then he was one of the first pastors. I don't know if any other pastor went there during Hilda Bass's cookathon. He showed up there, showed her.
I think he's also her pastor.
Okay, yes, because she went to do.
Which is even strange because he's a celebrities pastor and then his own member that's not on plan now becomes one of the hugest celebrities of the year. Yeah. In fact, Tosin introduced me to 2 churches. It was Tosin that first told me about Pojo Yemade many years. That was our first church.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
It was a small church at the time. Then it was Tosin also told me about Pastor Bolaji.
Sweet
No,
Tosin.
God rest her soul.
Amen.
Okay, next person is Inebe Hefyong. Inebe Hefyong is a human rights activist
Okay.
that's very active on social media over the
Okay.
past few years.
Which app?
Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's one of those people that when something happens in the Senate, when something happens, especially when it comes to human rights, injustice,
He calls it
out. Yes, he calls it out, he explains it, And even though some of the people who have done that in the past are disappointed us because they became the thing that they were criticizing. But,
Shots fired! Hey!
but he, even in the short time that they are this thing, they do a public service because he has to be somebody that you can call. That when the police hears that this person is coming, please, I don't want anybody's wahala. You know. So it's a public service that he's doing. Yeah. Obianuju Iloanya she was the subject of our. Which thank you helped us push the film Awaiting Trial.
Yes.
That released last year. Her
Yes.
brother has still, in fact, as we're speaking now, because we're working on a sequel on that story. As we're speaking now, she's with the National Assembly presently because after years and years of silence,
Looking for him.
her new rep who came in this year on that Labour Party wave finally got the Senate to pay attention to the issue.
Which is good.
Which is, it's not the best news, but it is great news.
Look, I know, but see, anytime I see posters of missing people, there's a different feeling that I get that it's not something I wish on anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's been on this matter for 10 years. Nigerians don't do things that long because we get tired because life is heavy on us already. And then a few months ago, she went on a solo protest, So she's refusing to let her brother's memory go. I think that gives me joy. Edith Effiong.
Oh, God.
That is, I know that's somebody uses 1 year to overtake.
Oh, God. Look, before the movie came out, I follow him on Twitter, and he used to write about, I went through this. I was like, for God's sake, can this movie come out so we can rest? For goodness sake. Hey, and then when I saw it, I was like, okay.
You understood?
I get it.
Yes.
I understand.
Yeah.
And even when the movie dropped, he was still telling stories. This scene, this is what happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
What Edith has done also for filmmakers, that's a master class in storytelling for your film.
Absolutely.
And no matter what anybody says, after you put your blood and sweat into something,
Talk about it.
you better be talking about it. You better be talking about it. So congratulations to
Yes, congrats to
Edith.
him.
How do you feel about Tunde Ednut?
Tunde, I knew him when he was a comedian, and then when he released that Jingle Bell song, which ironically is still one of the best Christmas songs,
That we have
Nigerian Christmas songs.
Since,
I tend to stay away from, I think, gossip blogs, so I don't follow a lot
you
of
don't
them.
engage.
I didn't block him, but
Who did you block?
what did I block? Let's not even mention them.
Okay, but you blocked one other one.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, but Tunde, he's a mixed bag, is what I see. Because on one hand, people go there for the gossip and the sensational news, and on another hand, he's helping people. He
Yeah.
can post somebody's skit today or somebody's
Yes.
song, and the next thing you know, boom,
Yeah.
they become a superstar because of his exposure.
Yes.
So
And
even
that's
though
what-
people criticize him for allegedly on the payroll of certain celebrities, because according to them, he would dare not post bad things
About them.
about certain celebrities. But did they give you the money?
Exactly.
Was I
Were you
there?
there? It is
I
what
don't
it is.
follow him, but I mean, I respect the hustle. The fact that they've taken down his page several times.
And it comes back with stickiness.
Listen, he's like a cockroach, can't die. Just keep coming.
I'm telling
Like-
you, it's another
like,
level of media stickiness.
I don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
he just keeps coming, just pops up, and next thing you know, in 24
2
hours.
million.
Thank you.
That's
How he
it.
does it?
It's a miracle.
Yes.
But what I like about Tunde is he posts things that not necessarily viral from me. So he will see something and be like, that's touching.
Yeah,
So I
I post
did
that.
an interview with a guy that broke jail. That's the kind of thing that goes viral. I don't care. This is the story I want to tell. And Tunde posts
an
that, you know.
interesting
He will
story.
see something and be like, this is deep. And I thought that was very remarkable. Also, like you said, we all here, I cannot count how many people I've interviewed. They'll be like, I cannot thank Tunde enough. He's the one that posted my content.
Oh, nice.
He's the one that helped me. Even Zik Saloma was interviewing Zik just a few days ago, the same thing. So that capacity to create stars
Yes.
is rare.
Yes. And the fact that he doesn't live in the country.
Yes, and he's controlling. You know, the last birthday he did, they were doing party in different states.
Yeah.
With cow.
Yeah, and
for someone that is
giving away cars, and I was just like, what?
controlling things here from
Must
Atlanta.
be nice.
Must be nice. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
Our leader. This woman, all she has to do is cough.
That
And
is
some
way-
people will just be upset for no reason, purposely misinterpreting some of the things she says, twisting some of the things she says, and I'm just like, you are not this dumb. Come on.
You can do better.
But you know how people are now when they want to, you know, they have an agenda to push. Everybody knows she's an author and
Yeah.
everything, but she's become like a social commentator
Yes,
because,
yes.
especially at things that have to do with feminism and stuff like that, she will say one thing. They don't care. They will go to her interview and dissect
That's
every single
everything.
thing she
Yes.
has said.
Yeah.
I have to give her props though. She gave an interview recently where she explained motherhood, how it is, you are full of joy, but at the same time, you're not the same person. And she kind of explained it very well. I'm not the greatest person when it comes to putting words together, you know, like her. Like it's just like a 1 minute clip, but I was like, hey, this
Yeah.
is it. This is, because I can't explain it fully, but she got it. Like, yes.
That's her talent. That's
She
her
got it.
gift. That's her skill. That's
Yep.
her genius. The ability to capture complex human emotion in a way that you immediately get it.
Bam.
Yes.
You go school. That's it.
I sent her a text for her birthday this year. And I said, look, no. Okay, this one was last year. This year was another one. Can't share that one. So last year I said, look, if you want the truth, you're never going to get it from me because I'm in
you
awe
love-
of you. So when you are looking for critical feedback, go somewhere else because I have
my
none
goodness.
to give you, you know. I want to go and quickly do a few people. Joy Ezilo, one of Nigeria's foremost feminists, and
Okay.
does the work in the grassroots. You know, she's
Okay.
former dean of law, University of Nigeria and Nsukka, former commissioner in her state.
So that these are people like this that should be on this list.
Yes,
you know.
exactly. And the work that she's been doing for gender-based violence in Parliament, at the UN, you know, across the country over the past 1 year has been incredible. Same as Femi Falana, the same thing with... Do you have any personal experiences with him?
No,
But just
funny enough, it's just
our
obviously
daddy.
close to who you
Our
are.
daddy, our brother's daddy,
Yes,
you know.
exactly.
Yeah. There's a famous scene in the film that we're bringing out soon. I can't wait to share this with the public, where it's something we did with Femi Falana many years ago.
Okay.
And showed fast now. So you know that he's the true son of his father.
Oh my
You know, when people
goodness.
see, they'll be shocked. When people see, they'll be
I
shocked. But
can't
Femi
wait to see
Falana,
that.
voice of reason, voice of truth, voice of integrity for many, many years.
Yes.
Same thing with Adetokunbo Mumuni of Serap. You know, Serap, there was a skit that Macaroni did a few years ago. Serap is the ones that anything that happens, a government mistakenly stole somebody's chicken. Serap is on the matter, you know.
Yeah.
And governments are afraid. They've sued them to court. They've tried to close them down because there has to be somebody who,
Holding them accountable, yes.
that's at every point in time, somebody's calling them out. all the hosts of the Honest Bunch.
Those people, we recently had Nidu on our show.
Oh, amazing, right?
Yeah, and it was, I mean, I give them props. They provided a lot of content for blogs, one. Two, and at some point, people were like, is this the only thing to talk about on this blog? But guess what? When you come across that clip, you will watch it.
You will sit down and watch.
You will watch it.
Don't
Even
mind
if you
them.
hiss after,
Yes.
or you send it to your group chat to abuse them more. But still, because we all do it.
Yes.
People started to pay attention to them. Now, you might not know the names of all of them, but once you see the clip, you know
This is them, yes.
Those guys,
yes.
yeah.
And I think that two things. One is, I have some family, like this podcast is going to end the world. But I say, but you know everything happening on that podcast. So how is it going to destroy Nigeria?
No, but I also think that people also don't pay attention to when they have like serious interviews.
So that's what I wanted to say.
When
So
they had, the likes of ID Kabasa.
Yes.
They had Portable on there. They had so many other people on there.
So I think this was also the year when the true depth of the platform, beyond just the gists, began to be more apparent. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Something Todo is also election monitoring. They did the biggest crew of election monitors in the last election.
Okay.
They had somebody in, I think, every local government, being able to report with video and audio and photos and all of that. And democracy doesn't happen by itself. There are people who are monitoring and paying attention. Yeah. And Samson Dodo, they're also the ones responsible for the Not Too Young to Run campaign.
So back in the day.
So these are massive organizers. Kehinde Bankole.
Oh my goodness. I feel like there was this whole argument on Twitter whether she has gotten her flowers, whether she hasn't gotten her flowers, this and that and that. And people were like, oh, she's gotten her flowers, she wins awards. And people were like, oh. And I think this woman just wants to do her work and just live her life.
Yes.
Honestly, she doesn't need your shine lifestyle.
Yeah.
People were talking a lot about her role in Sister, the movie that was on Amazon.
Yeah.
I liked her better on
Blood Sisters.
Thank you. And I can't wait to see, what happens after, that character. I mean, I've known her since the days of, nothing but pencils.
Super Story.
Yes. Bam. Yes, I remember.
Was that where she started?
I don't know.
I mean, that's one of the things that introduced that to general public. That's true. She has evolved. She has really evolved.
Yes.
She's become iconic, without pushing, not
without being too much, without being too testy, without trying. It just happens.
It just happens. Yeah. Kehinde Jideonwo was a star of Ijogbon by Kule Afolayan.
I am halfway through that. I haven't finished it. Listen. And then also the lead in Uche Jombo's Onyeje. Okay.
And also, I think the lead in James Amuta's Black Harvest.
Okay.
So evidently, this has been his year thus far.
Doing all these roles.
He's been on stage before this, and I'm just fascinated to see how far his career goes. He was a stage actor. He was a stage actor. Still is a stage actor. Still doing stage this month.
Oh, great.
So it's good. Stage, you have to be dedicated.
Listen, once you're good on stage, you can
do anything. Yeah. Charlie Poppy. That's your face is the promo.
I hope this young man doesn't think I dislike him or something, but I just don't get it. But, I'm happy for you, I guess. People are very excited about this guy, but I'm just like, okay. Okay.
Gbemi said it. That's why I got Gbemi here, so that she's the yin to my yang.
Congrats to you,
Yes. I mean, he met fame this year, seized it, refused to let go.
Yeah. I mean, he's just one of the few artists that I'm just like, when I listen to his music, I was just like,
but that's Afrobeat.
You like it? I love it for you.
That's the Afrobeat.
Okay.
That's what the audience wants. So people have to give the audience what the audience wants.
Which audience?
The audience that's listening to it, this stream.
So it's not just everybody.
Not everybody, yeah. Nigeria is hard. Money is required to survive in this environment.
Whatever makes people happy,
you do
okay.
it. But congrats to him for a good year.
Yes.
You mentioned ID Kabasa.
This industry is funny because I feel like when you are hot, when you're popping, is when people kind of flock around you, and and they want to be around you, and they want to, But I like that people, wherever they went to dig him up for fish him out from, I'm sure he at some point hid from the limelight.
Yes, he did.
He's so wise and he's seen a lot in this industry and. I mean, anytime I see clips, I might not have the time to watch entire episode of something. I'd listen to his, whether I agree because there's some clips I'm like,
yes,
what are you saying? But
there's something about him that resonates deeply with people's
chill and he just has this calm spirit of
Yeah. this year, when it comes to sports, Tobi Amusan, Azizat Oshola, they just showed up and showed out.
The year of the woman, right?
The year of the woman.
I drove past some building the other day and I saw this huge billboard of her. Then I go on YouTube and there's this ad and I'm just like, oh, I'm happy for her.
Yes.
And I met her.
Who, Tobi?
Yes, Tobi last year. And she was actually cool.
Yeah.
You know, young. You know, you don't realize how young these people are.
Yes, until you actually meet them.
Yeah, and you talk to them and everything. And honestly, I'm always rooting for her. Like, I cannot run nothing. I cannot do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Same thing with yes.
I think Tobi also got a master's this year.
Yes, I hear.
In sports management.
How did she find the time? Where?
Yeah, pushing herself. Toyin Abraham. This was a year on Twitter.
Was it though? Okay, well, I mean, because of the elections and
all
everything.
of that, yeah.
Elections aside, some of her movies, I'm like, this was comedy, Abby. Sis, you know what? You're entertainer. I give it to you. You know what? I don't know how she does it, but anytime the movies go to the cinemas, they clear out.
Yes.
I don't know what I don't know. She has this audience on
Let me explain
hold.
to you what it is.
Yeah?
There's no Toyin film that I haven't seen. Mm-hmm. None. No Toyin film.
So you go to the cinema?
That is, I go to the cinema, I sit down, I watch Giacomo twice. This is the funny thing. I'm not ignorant of the flaws of the film.
What did you think about Giacomo?
I can't say it, so I love her so much. I can't say it on TV because this is what I mean. If you are my friend and I say something that is not good, I'm not saying the film is not good though. I'm saying that if I have a friend, I say that I'll call you directly and not say it in the public. She's aware of my feelings, but I watched it, I enjoyed it, I went back to watch it again, and I just closed my eye to the things I did not like in the film. But what it is that Toyin's acting. Toyin is an excellent actor, and so her fans connect with the depth of her acting. It's like anywhere we see her, we just want to enjoy that acting, and so we can ignore everything else just to enjoy her in the thing.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that because. While Giacomo, I would say, was probably the best movie she has ever produced, I was still confused. I was so confused. Yeah. But people love it.
Yeah.
I love it for them.
Yes,
you
congrats to her.
And you look, she works hard.
She works hard. She does her work. She's a talented actor. I also want why she made this list is, look, whatever you may say of a person's political choices, people should not be intimidated for their choices. And again, I will repeat, some choices are strange, but it's important. Strange. Strange. But it's important for somebody to just stick with what she believes in, no matter what anybody says, and for her talent to be so deep that doesn't affect whatever it is that her political choice.
It would be ridiculous for her to stop what she's doing. I mean, she's killing it. She has another movie that's coming out this December.
You will be tired.
Look, this December is going to be hot.
Hot, Abby.
You have.
She's doing her film.
Funke is doing
hers. Mesa Igbe is doing her film.
I'm just like, I think there's two of them that was on the same day. I'm like, huh.
Yeah. I choose one movie premiere to go per year.
Yes.
It was a difficult thing when Antimo and Funke used to do premiere. But now that Antimo is now in the Harvarding, in the Funke's premiere, I'm ready to show up and show out.
Just show up early because
it's going to be chaotic.
The parking. Listen, I've had to turn away from a premiere because I couldn't even get
inside. No, that's true. The last Battle of Booker Street.
Listen,
I started walking. I just saw it. I came down and walked to the venue. I was like, I can't do it.
No, you are a guy.
Yes.
Impossible.
You can't just do it.
I said, see, and I took an Uber. I said, please take me back. I beg you. I will double your money.
Yes.
Just take me. There's no point.
Yeah. But it's a festival. That's also a side in Nigeria of success. Iyabo Ojo.
She's
been on your show now.
Yes, of course. She's super talented.
Yeah.
Her TikToks kept us, entertained during the pandemic. I mean, I feel like that's when she really, really blew. Because that's when Nigerians were like, okay, people who were not into like
Yoruba movies.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then they picked her for Real Housewives of Lagos. And I was like, gang, drama.
Fire.
Of course, there was drama season 1.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have some cast members of Real Housewives of Lagos on off air. They don't want to be next to each other. That's how deep
it is. Yes, it is deep.
So we're having to interview one person after the other by So this reunion, I wish the host the best.
It's going to be chaotic.
Because, yes. But Iyabo Ojo, I mean, she's been around for a long time, celebrated 25 years on stage. I mean, very, very talented, beautiful. And then her relationship with Paul Okoye again.
Yes. And this year has been very beautiful, And she's like you. So she has been telling me that, she loves the show. She wishes me well.
Well, she cannot.
On
she's not
this
going to come.
But the time has not yet come.
Okay.
So
it was fascinating too. I was watching some of her interview with Toke, where she was talking about her background and how her parents met and how she came to. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she has a depth of stories. Next person is somebody that you may know. Her name is Gbemi Olateru Olagbegi.
Me? I'm on the list?
Yes.
I didn't see you. I didn't see that file.
I removed it from you.
Oh my God.
We removed it from you.
So what do you want
Let me read your profile.
Oh God.
What courage
Hey, God.
it took Gbemi to leave all she was familiar with and extremely good at to go into the world and make change happen. Somehow, she has both anchored the most viral travel campaigns of the year. I don't know, you brought your... people were telling me about your viral... And I'm like, stop telling me, this is a paid for something. These viral campaigns of the year from our corporate patch, as well as transformed TNC Africa, which was already resonating deeply with audiences as executive producer and co-founder into a mainstream culture shaper. That's, of course, in addition to the continued brilliance of our podcast, Off Air.
Can I have this?
Use it for your bio. We'll send it to you.
We'll
send it to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
But that's the year. You've had a very busy year.
I just want to do everything. I mean, not everything,
Again,
but you can't do
everything
everything at the same
do.
time. But why not try different things? I remember before we started filming, you asked me why I got the corporate job, and I was like, why not? What's the harm? What's the, That was a very interesting life.
Yeah. Toby Bakre.
I feel like I'm proud of him. It's almost like, I see this boy.
It's like seeing somebody grow in front of him.
That used to quarrel with Sisi. Look at now.
I love it.
That was it. Now they were the highlight of their season.
Yeah.
Toby and Sisi, and I was just like, but watching him on the show, I remember saying to someone, I see him following in possibly Ebuka's footsteps as an online personality. You could see the potential.
Yes.
And I like that, he's gotten into acting. He's done so many amazing things. This has been an amazing year for him. New baby, all sorts of awards, big movies. Yes. I mean, I wish him the best.
Me, I like predicting and being proven right. So when he did Sugar Rush, I thought he didn't get respect for it because it was comedy. People have a way of looking down on comedy. I used to say, this is a brilliant act. Can you know? And people thought it was, and I don't think I've ever met Toby before.
Yeah.
Maybe, okay, now I've seen him at the Future Awards, come to say hello, but I don't know him. And I said, look, can you not see? Some people say, no, Jade, maybe he begged Jade for a role. I'm just like, people say all kinds of things. So I remember posting it and said, Toby is going to be I feel like it's going to be a serious star and you're going to bite your tongue. Yeah. So this year when they were all praising, I'm like, people are very disrespectful. Of course, now he's jumping from the bridge. Now because of that, you now respect it. But no, everything he has done, he has always wanted to be taken seriously as an actor.
And in person, I mean, he's respectful.
Yes, his head is screwed on tight. He doesn't have time for drama, just focus on the work. Mark Angel.
Look, I don't know he used to tell us what's in his jollof because he still has YouTube.
In his grip, multiple channels, multiple characters, a businessman par excellence. Professor Wole Soyinka, this year, why I like Professor Wole Soyinka is that, people should let people say what they want to say during an election period.
Let me tell you something. People need to understand that there's a certain age that your elders get to where they say some things that you consider radical or crazy, or they've reached that age where they're like,
they can do and say whatever they like.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? And Wole Soyinka that faced down Yakubu Gowon and spent some time in jail. It is now your trending topic that's going to worry him. Try again.
All right.
Badass. May Edochie.
These people's drama, I don't want to say anything about it. I was just like, I'm not going to lie. Every time I would see it, I would just scroll nah.
But this is why people love her, because the drama never came from her. Her own thing was, to capture the attention of a country by a dignified silence. It's a beautiful thing.
It's very difficult to remain silent.
It's very difficult to remain silent.
Very difficult to remain silent, so I give her that.
So people, she won a lot of respect just by focusing on what she's doing. My private life is not for the public consumption. I'm a serious person with a serious career. That was a blessing. AY Macon, we're almost done.
Look, another dramatic year for him. The whole drama with a fellow colleague, or should I say senior.
Drama that we started on this show.
Listen, right? And then hearing that, I heard that he lost his house.
Oh, I just heard that on Toke's show.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my God, like, how can you, like...
How can so much happen
I
in
can't
1
even
year?
imagine what that feels like. So, but you know what? Love him or hate him, he's also putting in the work, I beg.
Doing the work.
You know, whether you think he's funny or not, the fact that he had, I don't know if he still does the show now, but the fact that every Easter Sunday belongs to him.
He still does it.
For years.
Still owns it.
Listen, I saw a clip, people were sitting on the floor.
Yes.
Of that big hall, that big hall. People were
because when the ticket
floor.
finishes, people start begging. They say, oh, at least let me just come inside.
What have you built to that magnitude?
Yeah.
So whether you think he's funny or not, he's a businessman.
And he's delivering. And this has been a good year. He released Merry Men 3, which is one of the top 5 movies in the cinemas. He released Almajiri, which got... So all those people that say, oh, he only does comedy. So he now did... I don't know what is that.
What is wrong with doing just comedy? If that's your strong whatever.
Exactly. But just because it's AY and he likes to prove people wrong, he now did Almajiri that also swept all the awards. He swept the Amas, Afrif, you know, all of that. Then he now released his comedy special this year, did a tour of the world. This has been his year.
Yeah. I have to say, I mean, so congratulations
to him.
Yeah.
2 pastors, Jerry Eze and Emmanuel Ire.
Okay, so I remember when I would wake up in the morning and the people would send me links of my DMs and I'm like, what is NSPPPD? What is this?
It's PDP.
Like it just felt like endless PPPP. I'm just like, what is this? And people would talk, and you know, obviously Twitter, people would talk about, oh, you know, people's testimonies on this, you know, the prayers are really, I mean, I have a lot of respect for people who are able to build something and then it gets so big and then it's like it's not just people in your country talking about it, it's people all over
Across
the world that are talking about it and you're doing it every day.
Yes, and prayer again.
Every day.
Yeah.
Do you feel like
praying every day?
Every day? Like I've already set my alarm for tomorrow, but I'm already hissing inside because I don't have to be up at 5 tomorrow, but I'm already annoyed. Like, so to do this every day.
Yeah. It's not easy. But yeah, he's doing it. Pastor Emmanuel is the pastor for the Gen Z. Gen Z set, you know. He used to be known for what they call spirit-filled clapbacks, you know. He used to give, like people will say something controversial, maybe about gender, about sexuality, about fasting, about prayer. Nothing out, just the same thing that Oedipo says, if you go to Oedipo, so same thing that Adeboye says. You know, just a new generation is not used to seeing what looks like a cool kid because it's very young.
Have you noticed that out of these, how many have we gone through?
We are now in 45.
And how many religion, like shows you how important religion is in this country?
In this country, yes. So he's been huge. So one of the top podcasts in the country as well. Open branches in London, in Canada, in the US, you know, all of that. So he's really bringing the same old messages to a new generation, and he's excited. And his wife is a significant filmmaker with I think 3 films on Amazon Prime.
Is it?
So both of them are a unit, are incredible. Odumodu Black. Is that the same thing with the Charlene Puppy? Tell us.
These latest lyrics that shocked even Burna Boy.
Well, I'm not heard it.
Did you say,
No, it's always late.
I don't know if you can curse on this show.
Yes, we can.
The lyric goes, if she no sock, how will she pay for her bag and wig? And I touched my chest like, bro. Even Burna Boy, the video, he was listening to it and then he was like, for you to shock Burna Boy. Like I was just like, you know what? I was gonna say something, but then
you can say it.
Tools reminded me. She said, "But you dance to Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Meg Thee Stallion. They say some stuff.
That's
business. You know, I'm just like, well,
that's business. I think at this point, all of us just have to pretend as if we don't know that some of these things cross the line because there's so much crossing the line across the world.
So harsh.
It's quite harsh. I'm
I mean, it doesn't apply to me, but I was just like,
Yeah, quite a harsh. Well, congrats on the success.
Congrats
on the success. Oh, he might have for our guy.
My guy. A lot of people don't know this, but the very first My Atafo female talks he made for me, it was supposed to be for the Future Awards 2009, but make him, we did so many fittings. Every time I remind him, we laugh about it because he did so many fittings and just like, Gbemi, let's call it. Let's
just leave it.
It was supposed to be all white and everything. But I respect his hustle.
Yeah.
I remember being on radio and interviewing him when he was still a brand manager at Diageo.
Yes.
You know, and that was his, day hustle. And on the side, he started building Atafo. And now, whether you're, man or a woman, there's something there for you. I attended his show at Eco Hotel. The fact that I was able to do this show at the main hall,
a fashion
everybody
show.
had front row seats. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
I applaud you. Well done.
I'm incredibly proud of
Well
incredibly proud. And he's a visionary.
Yes.
He takes this thing the way that people take global brands.
He's very serious about it. He travels, he takes
He learns,
courses. Yes. Shout out to him.
He's become vintage.
Yes.
Did you watch Real Housewives of Abuja?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I love reality television.
Oh, okay,
That's
you're one of those
that's
people.
my thing.
Yes.
I really love. Look, Nigeria is hard.
Yeah.
So I want to laugh.
I can't
at
handle
people.
it. I was watching Real Housewives of So there was a particular scene that
Which
people
scene?
were talking about. We're talking about Mary and Trima and,
and Toyin's
Toyin
fights.
Abraham. Toyin Abraham, no.
Toyin,
Toyin Lawani's
yes,
fight.
fights.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, it's not true. So they say, okay, come and watch it.
I still rewatched it because we're about to have them
On the show.
Yeah. Like from where to where?
How did we get, and they say it's in the Oni's palace that they did
Oh
this.
no, it wasn't in the palace.
Okay.
They had taken them somewhere.
Yes,
They
okay.
lodged
So the
them
whole thing was
somewhere else.
scandalous to me.
It was such a beautiful episode. We met one of the Oni's wives.
Right. Well, I
And
didn't
I
watch
was,
that
I was
part.
one of the
Just
people who judged one of those men. She was one of those women that married him that time.
right.
But hearing her speak, she was very elegant. She was very well
articulate.
spoken,
Yeah.
and also like I think Choma was wearing an outfit and she said, I like that banker cuckoo on you. I was like,
Ooh.
okay. Then she showed them how to do tie-dye and, and she
okay.
showed them some history. I was like, okay. And then he spoke to them as well. I was like, okay, cool. And then they ended it with this ratchet fight and I was just like, come
couldn't
on
understand
now.
it.
Come
couldn't
on
understand
now.
it. Anyway, Comfort Booth, I thought stood out from the
I love,
Abuja.
in the beginning, I was like, who is this auntie with this mohawk, crazy outfit? First of all, they all dressed like Disney villains, all of them, colorful, weird.
I think that's embedded in the format. The fashion is embedded in the Real Housewives
Yes,
format.
but not look like you're about to fly. Like, I was just like, what's going on, Abuja? What's happening? What is this? I was confused.
Right.
But anyway, Comfort won people's hearts.
Yes, she did.
Honestly, and even though she wasn't there physically for the reunion, even though she tuned in, I think she was in the US doing something.
Right.
It was so obvious that she was people's favorites, and don't judge a book by its
By
cover.
its
at
cover,
the end of
yes,
the
that's
day.
the lesson, yes. Okay, two people in government. It's very rarely that people in government make my list of politics, but Alex Oti, who is the governor of Abia State.
Okay.
Now, Alex Oti left his job as bank CEO many years ago to go into politics, and everybody laughed. Like, he went to be a governor in Abia State, and there are people that
Why
own...
were they laughing though?
Because people own Abia State.
Oh,
So it's like,
which states don't they own?
well, true. But at least if they are moving between PDP, APC, sometimes you can be like, okay, nobody really owns it. But if the one person owns it, it's like, and so people thought this man is corporate Nigeria, speaking English, and it's interestingly enough, I've never met him before, but I used to be invited to go and judge the Alex Oti scholarship thing in Umuahia, here, and I'm just like, people spending money on this thing, and nobody can win election in this state. This state belongs to the owner of the state, but I like this scholarship. Then he showed me, Honestly, I didn't believe he could dislodge that. But I think what made it joyful for me is that he rode on a wave, I don't want to call any party's name, but in a wave, a popular wave, and just shows that when democracy works, it can be a sweet thing. That's the beauty of democracy.
Brother, say that again.
That unexpected outcomes can happen when people's power shows. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to celebrate him. Then after the celebration then what he now chooses to do with the remaining 3 years, we will now see.
Before they now bring the clip and say, Chude
said it, I don't know him, I've never met him. What he chooses to do is now up to him.
you are still paying since from
2015. So, that's it. Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, he's been talking about all the things they've been doing in the passport office, and I didn't believe it until I saw it by myself.
Okay.
Cleared backlogs, in terms of old passports that are supposed to come.
But I still know people who are waiting for passports.
Yes, but some categories of passports have been coming out in the 2 weeks that they promised.
Okay.
And they're automating the systems for real.
Anybody who can make things work the way they're supposed to, without you suffering and sweating, anytime it is time to renew my passport, I have anxiety.
Yeah, even I
passports, license,
anything.
It's like they find a way
NIN.
to make your life just
Difficult.
a living hell, and they do it on purpose. And I'm just like, So anybody that's able to clear that,
Yeah.
you're a winner.
So disclaimers will now also apply.
Again,
We'll
if
find
you now
out in
decide
1
to
year
mess up,
whether it is audio or
Uh-huh.
it's video.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So
You know.
in the interim, there we go. Iremi Adeoye, do you know him?
Who is that?
He's the star of Showmax original series called Wura.
Wura is on my list of things to watch.
Yeah, I watched it
Lots
this
of
year.
people talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's done very well. He was also in Madame Koi Koi. One of
Watching
the,
that.
Oh, right,
I'm watching a lot of
things
things
are
in
the
the
same.
middle.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like now you have time to watch something.
Listen, now I can see roads small.
Yeah.
Please.
So he's a serious actor. He's taking his work seriously. He's one of the new tribe.
What
of
role did
superstars.
he play in
He's the central story. In Madagascar, he was the
Lash? Is it Lash?
No, but I forget the names. But he's the one that invited the girl who was.
Oh, he's
who was,
one that died.
Yes.
Sorry, spoiler.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. If you've not watched it, it's not our fault.
Sorry.
We'll give you enough time. But he's the one that died.
Okay,
Yes. And he
okay.
made his mark on the screen in the few
Okay.
times that he was in.
All right.
Last 3, David Hundain.
David Hyundai. As they love to call him on Twitter.
Yes.
Listen, I used to tell someone that I know, I'm like, how is somebody so brilliant, so angry? Like he used to.
David is angry.
Ha.
He's angry.
He's so brilliant.
Yeah.
He writes so well. He has uncovered some major stories. And even though people still tackle him back and forth on social, look, I don't follow the guy. I don't think I have the mind. But obviously now Twitter X does this thing now where if a tweet is,
Doing well.
it will come across your time. Kind of like IG now. You'll be like, I don't follow this person, but
why am I here? But they brought it to you.
Yeah, so I see a lot of his stuff and I'm just like, this guy, and I actually click the links and read. And I'm like, this guy is actually brilliant. He is basically risking his life. There was a time that he was like, look, these people are trying to do X, Y, Z to me. And I was just like, hey, this guy, is it worth it at the end of the day?
Yeah, we'll find out. In Nigeria, most things like that are not worth it, which makes the sacrifice and the risk even more pronounced.
Exactly.
And
Brilliant guy, though.
Yeah, brilliant. He has the singular position of being a single journalist that the government fears and pays attention to.
Do they fear him?
They fear him. They don't fear him like he's going to remove them from office. Just fear him like...
What is he going to uncover
that's
now?
just like your stress
What's
is
he
too
going
much,
to write now?
you know.
That's why they say the pen is mightier than
the sword. And the
Honestly.
elites do respect him. And I'm happy for him because journalism is important.
Yes.
Journalism has lost some of its cool.
Yes.
I like that there's somebody who is making people take journalism seriously. Talking about journalism, Shenwo Kimbaloye of Channels TV.
Okay.
This was a hot election. People were losing their heads everywhere. And I thought that Shenwo did his job for Channels TV. And Channels TV struck that balance, I thought, between being hot, but also being fair and balanced, so to speak.
It's
And
not
Shenwo was in the mix
easy
of that.
to be fair and balanced, especially when you are... It's easy to report international news and say, oh, so Joe Biden today did. You're a Nigerian, you know where it's pinching you.
Yes.
And you see things as a journalist. You also know... And then you are also being pressured by the NBC. Trust me, I remember they used to literally gag us when it was time for election periods. Like, you should be careful. If anybody calls the radio station and says anything insightful, you're going to pay a fine. So we're like, should we even take calls at this point? What if somebody wants to say something and express themselves? So the fact that they're able to do this, channels as a whole, honestly, has any radio, television station, medium, whatever it is that's able to do their job and, do it fairly, even though some people might not agree
With
that
it,
it's
yes,
fair.
Yeah, you give them props.
Yes.
And the final is my friend, Yemi Adamolekun of Enough is Enough Nigeria.
Okay.
Now, I was talking to somebody in Abuja the other day and I said, what is Yemi's agenda? And like in Nigeria, when people don't know your agenda, that means that you're doing a good job because everybody thinks everybody is doing an agenda. Yemi, there is no cause, no civil society, good governance, accountability cause that Enough is Enough Nigeria doesn't somehow support.
Enough is Enough has been around for, almost 20 years.
Almost
at
20
this
years.
point.
Actually, yes, at least 15 years.
I still remember hearing about Enough is Enough from Cool FM days.
That's true, yes.
Yeah, 2005, 6, 7,
Yeah. So to still be lighting that fire, I think that Yemi deserves praise.
If you are on the list, me inclusive.
yes.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. Well done to you and well done to everybody. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
This was fun.
Thank you. I almost cried when I talked about Tosin, but I did not. I said I will not cry on this show. Damn it.
Okay, you did it.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
all the best
Thank
with
you.
an exciting, because I know that Ololade is just the first of different things that you guys are planning for next year.
We have meetings all the time and what we're planning, and honestly, our plans even scare me. So I can't wait to really get into it and do things. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Toka Okolo has become one of the culture's most preferred chefs. It's been a delight to see him rise to the top of the pile this year. This has been a young man who has gone through several iterations, several brand revivals to stick with his passion as a chef. You know, I'm just so excited to see that he has found his way in the front line. Ihechi Okpara is a Gen Z who understands the culture deeply. His movie in the park has become the premium movie event for an entire generation. I hear that some of the events take as much as 3,000 to 4,000 young people set together, discussing and enjoying film. Vicky James, as much known for trending topics as for her fashion. She was the Future Awards winner in fashion this year, has clearly become one of those to watch and pay attention to in the culture. Moron Moluwa Tike Tike, or Mommy Pastor, you know, taking the edges of comedy, music, and religion, Christian religion, to become one of the breakout stars in content creation this year. Olufemi Oguntamu, or those who call him Penza, has become one of the shining lights of a new generation of marketing communication professionals, not just with his communication business, but also his management company that manages everybody from Brother Shaggy to Layi Wasabi. Ni Gbemi, we can call him the eye of the culture, you know, some of the most striking images from the culture this year, and he gave us those stunning, viral images from the Jideonwo Festival in 2023. Olateru may have left as the CEO of OPay, but OPay has become that company that fulfills the potential that they've always told us fintech was supposed to have, you know, ease of payments, you know, ease of transfers, ease of confirmation. He has left as CEO, but for building a team that Nigerians by word of mouth are themselves celebrating, that's not a small thing. The same thing as PiggyVest, which many young Nigerians take as if it's their own personal company. You know, I don't see a company that people treat with such love as if it was a content creator, but the entire team of leadership led by Somto Ifweze as CEO has indeed done a great job. Femi Aluko, you know, brought the promise of Uber Eats to Nigeria through Chowdeck. Even me, I use Chowdeck. It will possibly be the breakout app of the year, solving real problems, especially for a frazzled and overburdened generation. Ayodeji Razak took over. This one is a bit of, you know, a personal thing. As CEO of one of the top communication companies in the country, which I co-founded, Red for Africa, you know, in a country where succession planning is weak, low, rare to non-existent. You know, he has managed to hold the fort over the past 18 months. You know, also for the first time, organizing and hosting the Future Awards Africa without the two founders. You know, he is certainly one to watch. Femi Yemi Kings, Okpayemi, he has been called the T.Y. Bello of his generation, simply because it is easy to see a Yemi Kings photo and know that this is his signature. In a crowded field, not a small achievement. Wow. From writing tweets to writing scripts, you know, to comic books, you know, writing. That is, you know, this is why I like the new space. With content creation, anybody can be anything. Her own niche has been writing, and she has become an authentic digital star. Same as Tito the writer, or Tito Luwa Sam Oladapo, you know. How will you become a content superstar? By prayer and praise and worship, you know, laying hands on people. It's incredible to see and to observe. I mean, her story of dealing with vaginismus has inspired so many, but her life and her growth have been equally as inspirational. Wisdom Nsima, or Dr. H2O, is the viral hawker this year that moved from the streets of Lagos to sponsorship by corporate brands and amplification by celebrities, proving that you do not need to be a celebrity to be a culture shaper. Temi Otedola, why do they like her? Because she just looks like she's not. That's, you know, we live in a culture where billionaires are hustling. Children of billionaires are hustling. Everybody wants to be a hustler. Everybody wants to be a, you know, whatever it is. And in all of that, Temi Otedola feels like she's doing this with ease and truly having fun. It's a miracle to be loved because you are rich in a country of so much poverty. You know, she certainly knows how to connect with people's hearts and minds. Omoyemi Akerele is the convener of the region's top fashion event, the Lagos Fashion and Design Week. Despite stiff competition, that event continues to be the prime fashion event in all of the country. It is a miracle considering how understated the founder Akerele herself is. Best Amakian has built a juggernaut of a digital business. His company Glitch Africa hosts some of the country and region's biggest podcasts, including the Honest Bunch. They launched the Rants, Bants, and Confessions podcast. They're also doing the Bad and Bougie podcast. And they have platformed the next best things across the movie industry and just recently expanded to Ghana. Jimmy Odukoya is the senior pastor of the Fountain of Life industry. Just after his career moved into Hollywood, his father, the respected Taiwo Odukoya, passed. Now, of course, there was a storm when he took over, but anybody who knows Jimmy knows that he has been instrumental to the growth and evolution of Fountain of Life, including with the Church 316, which he has pastored for years, in which pulpit I have preached on, and I have seen the way that he has led that church through into a new generation. So if there was anybody that was going to take over from his father, it was clearly him. And from the viral videos we've been seeing, it doesn't appear to have been a bad choice. We will see what the future brings. Olasupo Olusi, not again, this year, he was appointed the MD of the Bank of Industry. Now, this is interesting. The Bank of Industry is one of those organizations that people can really point to their achievements or what seems to be achievement, especially with their immense investment in a public-facing industry like Nollywood. Now, Olasupo, was the brain, the engine room behind Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala's second coming, And I know that because I sat in the room with him and designed one of the biggest interventions from government that has been remembered across several governments. You win. Every year you see people whose lives and businesses were changed by You Win. It's one of the proudest things that I've been part of creating. And so I've not spoken to Shukbo in years. A month ago, I discovered that Shukbo had become the MD of the Bank of Industry. You take an agency that was making impact, you take a man who knows how to make impact, the possibilities are endless. I hope that he fulfilled those possibilities. Natasha Akpoti, 2018, I think, she took the Senate to task, I think, over the Ajokuta steel mill. There was a run-in with certain powerful senators. She was, accused of running a smear campaign, all kinds of things. And so she took up the gauntlet and went to contest for that same office in that same National Assembly where she was upbraided. Yeah? What a difference 5 years makes. This year, she finally became a senator in that same assembly, carried on a wave of populist revolt, one of those people that shows you how democracy really works. Of course, they said she lost the election, between Beavers, IRF, and Magic. Went to the election tribunal, won her case, went to the Court of Appeal, won her case, and is now one of Nigeria's very few set of female senators. Funsho Doherty, pleasure to have interviewed him before the elections, has shown what it is to be a calm, dignified, and impactful opposition, at least to a digitally connected set. His evidence-based, factual critiques of the reigning government in Lagos State have resonated deeply with many citizens who are used to sound and fury from the opposition. Samuel Ogundikpe is the founder and editor of People's Gazette. Now, if you want, what has impressed me about People's Gazette is how they take the news and contextualize it. They tell you how A links to B, why C is important. Nobody has been able to do that. In a country where it's easy for people to just generate news and churn out news, People's Gazette does the hard work of doing news in a way that makes sense to all of us. Chinyere Udoma makes this list because of one song. Eze, eze ndị eze na-ezo n'okpuru gị. Ọ dịgo onye gị na ya na-achị eze. Of course, Chinyere Udoma is one of those that popularized Igbo gospel in the mainstream. She's an icon, and it's so good to see her back in the mainstream. And there are other songs that she released over the past few years. She's collaborated with so many other people. She did Nkume, with one of my other favorite artists, and a pleasure to see her, capturing the attention of a new generation. Oluwamayiwa Idowu is the editor of Culture Custodian, which is one of those media platforms I'm exceedingly proud of, Niche platforms die quickly in Nigeria. How Culture Custodian has continued to capture the culture across literature, music, movies, TV, media, and still stand strong and firm with some of the best reviews of music and movies you will find, is really a wonder to behold. Shehu Sani has become the internet's prime interpreter of politics, economy, and policy. Now, when people are out of government, they become very engaged with the public, so I don't know what his intentions are, but A person who can explain motivations and incentives to a generation of digitally connected youth in a way that makes sense is certainly doing a public service. Steve Babaiko is Nigeria's advertising guru. I think the president of the AAAN, but also Nigeria's West Africa's first ever winner at the Cannes Lions. This is a dream that all advertising agencies across the region have been praying for years. And this year he has been single-minded about this goal. It was such a pleasure to see him finally achieve it and become a shining beacon for the rest of the industry. Omokudu Idogo is the ED of the Society for Family Health, which is a multi-decade NGO co-founded by luminaries and legends, including the late Beko and some Kuti. Yeah? And Society for Family Health has been instrumental, in preventable diseases, malaria, and helping to expand access to healthcare services across the country. One of those people who does silent but very important work. This year, they unveiled a new strategy for a new generation, and I'm happy that they are continuing to grow stronger. Paul Nwanibe is the founder of Landmark Group. Now, Landmark, as a person who loves beaches, who loves Lagos coastlines, I'm grateful that his big vision has inspired investors and dreamers and visionaries across the Lekki coastline. There are all kinds of exciting beaches, in Lagos that are up to an international standard because he first believed. And just the behemoth that Landmark is, just for someone to say it's not going to be banking, it's not going to be forex, it's not going to be investment, it's not going to be oil, whatever it is. I'm going to look at a business in a sector that is unpredictable and risky, and I'm going to create an entire entertainment empire around it. I think he's inspiring. The Bamiloye family, this was their year. All children superstars, they've led a revival in Christian and religious content. I think they have their station on DSTV, multiple channels on YouTube, received awards across Nigeria, and Mount Zion is back in our consciousness for a new generation. Tibitokwe Dada, there's a team of audiovisual geniuses, visual storytellers who are doing amazing things with post-production, with cinematography, and Tibitokwe Dada is at the forefront of that. His interesting work for brands, with documentaries, with adverts, with music videos, including collaborations with Ira Star, have certainly caught the attention of many. Rosemary Okoli has made architecture cool again. She's famous for the work she did with Landmark, but all the interesting projects, including her new app now, are focused on the often talked about, but often neglected tourism industry. Is a wonder to behold. Bishop David Oyedepo, I love my bishop. We don't agree with our daddies sometimes. But the courage to say, look, I don't care what you people are going to do. If I believe that my voice must be heard and that people must be galvanized in an important election year, I'm going to do it from my pulpit. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to say what I think needs to be said. He inspired an entire generation of Christian leaders to get deeply involved in governance this year. Stephen Nduku is a YouTuber, a travel YouTuber that I think the culture is sleeping on, go and look at his the story he did about Obudugatu Ranch Resort. Look at the story he did about young billionaires who most people often call fraudsters. There's a way he weaves his travel storytelling across Nigeria with deeply important trends across the country and the culture. He has now expanded beyond Nigeria, doing great stories from across Africa, and he's certainly one to watch. My sister, Uche Pedro, it's a miracle how Bella Nigeria has remained strong and firm. It's the blog and platform of choice for the discerning, and in the midst of all the noise and hoopla, they've maintained a premium, lush, beautiful voice and brand that I think is what's emulating for everybody who thinks that all you need to survive in this media environment is violence. Damola Ademola, one of the trio of the Inkblot group. Now, Inkblot I respect for the consistency and that they have invested in this industry. They're responsible for the platforming of several creative directors, producers, writers, all of that. With hits, it has been hit or miss. With critical success has been hit or miss. But each time they succeed, a smile, comes on my face because I see the hard work. So it was with excitement that I saw that the one I didn't expect the most, the one who I thought was the business guy, was the back-end guy, Damola, did a movie called The Weekend to Forget that I will not forget. And I pray to the universe that Damola is giving more movies to direct. Instablog, I love Instablog. You know, every time I want to say I love Instablog, somebody tells me something else that they did to somebody. Look, I think that as a high priest, there's no other high priest of the culture today than Instablog. How they've been relevant for the past many years as the decider of what is hot and what is not, what is cool and what is not, is incredibly exciting for me as a media, as a culture enthusiast. Waco's Review is a YouTube review that I stumbled upon this year. And, you know, I love my movie review. I love movie reviewers that stimulate my senses, you know. And I mean, when we're talking about local critic, I sent them a comment this year and say, I hope you go mainstream. It's the same with the Waco's Review. He does his reviews with empathy, understanding the intricacies and the specialness. He respects the industry, even when he's saying that thing no good. And I hope he continues to do important work. Daniel Rega. I like Daniel Rega. You see, we live in a time of conformity. People want to be cool. People want to join the crowd. Daniel Rega, even when you disagree with him, performs an important public service. It's important to have people who say things that are unpopular, that other people are thinking but are too afraid to say. They don't care what other people do about what they say, and that stand up to defend what they think, no matter how popular or unpopular it is. I think that Daniel Rega is an important contribution to the culture. Uchechi Treasure, or Ada Kirikiri, is a YouTube juggernaut. I think she's in her teens. You know, but when it comes to movies, movies and music, you know, she's taking the internet by storm. Her Instagram and YouTube pages. I mean, look, you need to go and find her on the YouTube. You know, this young woman has created a chain of digital content that are compelling and that resonate deeply with masses of Nigerians. Swazi Okolo Michael is responsible for the look of the culture. He has been a creative collaborator with, the way Afrobeat is seen globally is through music videos. And Swazi is responsible for the look of the hottest music videos. It is he, a musician himself, gone through his period of evolution. It's been really exciting to see him become the prime stylist and clothier for Nigeria's hottest music videos and music acts. What is a comeback? Tej Babyface. Tej Babyface, you know, had this expansive TV show, went off the scene for a while, returned this year with a bang, you know, which shows that talent cannot hide. No matter how long a person stays away from the space, if the person has a unique contribution, the culture will always find a space for him. I'm very proud of the return of Tej Babyface. Fisayo Foshudo, one of my favorite content creators ever. You know, I like the way that he has evolved. You know, he took a niche, tech, and he has begun to think creatively and innovatively about how to grow, you know, this niche. The stories he has been telling, the makeovers he has been doing, and the calm of his engagement and his contributions to the culture, I find incredibly disappearing. My Egbon, Dr. Ruben Abati, the intellectual center of the viral talk show Arise this morning. I think that Dr. Ruben's, you know, look, in this culture that doesn't respect yesterday, that only respects what is hot today, what is current, what is famous. The fact that Dr. Ruben has consistently been a very relevant part of the culture, I think is a model for older and younger people in the media. Ike or Sakio Dwa. Ike is the most talented, most versatile TV host I've ever met. You know, many years ago, I hunted Ike down to host an event for Virgin Nigeria when I was assistant media relations manager, and I just saw him control the crowd like an orchestra conductor. You know, and you see him do the same thing with the AMVCAs. You see him do the same thing, you know, at the experience with his voice. There is nobody that does it like Ike or Sakio Dua. Tayo Oyedeji is the CEO of West Africa's biggest marketing communications group. He took over, Beyond Shobanjo, of course, a legend, handed over to, you know, as group CEO to Dr. Kelonya Likpe, who is a lifer at Inside. Tayo Oyedeji is the first CEO of Inside as not a lifer, but since he took over 2 years ago, Inside has continued to sweep up all the awards, win the big clients, and it has restored its famous management trainee program that incubated some of the marketing communications industry's brightest and best. Tokumbo George Taylor, you know, one of the original superstars of the marketing communication industry, built the Orlando brand from the ground up, then went, you know, to anchor H&K, which is a part of one of the biggest communication networks in the world, you know, and a leader in public relations. This year, she took over the reins of that company fully, bought it over, announced on the stock exchange, and Nigerianized it. It's no mean feat. And finally, Maria Chike. I met Maria for the first time this year. Never heard of her before that. And I just fell in love with her immediately. I liked her immediately. She had a great energy. Nigerians really showed up, baby, this year. They attacked her for all kinds of things. You can go and check on the internet what those things are. What I thought was she handled it with grace and dignity. She also launched her beautiful talk show that I hope sees many iterations over the next few years. Maria, for keeping your head up, I see you. And the first time I'm putting a person's name twice on my list is this year, Maraji. I just want to let you know that I love you so much. I love the fact that you stand your ground. We live in a time where people think that you have to struggle, hustle, overdo, try too hard. You are my role model. For just being at the heights of your fame, to say, look, I choose a peaceful, calm life, only doing what I love. In my meditation this morning, I was watching a video by the School of Life, one of the most popular YouTube videos that says, why is an ordinary life not enough anymore? Why must we be part of noise and chaos? Why must we always push? Why is it not enough to have a happy home and a happy life and a happy family? Just do what we love at an even pace. Look, you are an incredible role model. I hope people are paying attention. I don't always agree with you. Some of the things you say about, fashion, etc., God, etc., I don't always agree. But that's why I love you. Even not agreeing, I agree with the energy with which you say those things. I agree with the conviction with which you speak your truth and the lack of fear. When you did your video, I put another video and said, I apologize, don't cancel me. I was so afraid. I'm like, hey, Jesus, does Marachi want to apologize for speaking her truth? Despite not agreeing with the truth, I liked the courage of saying it. And I liked the courage of doubling down on it. And I love the courage of believing so well in your talents that you know that you don't need to add anything else for you to shine. You dare here for us, and we dare here. Mazim Jamakani is the CEO of the Soul Beach in Lagos, which is now one of my second favorite beach in Lagos. I just like the balance between activity and calm. So my joke about Lagos beach is that in the beach, your eyes cannot rest. You look at the left, there's a beauty. You look at the right, there's a jumping castle. In the Soul Beach, understands that Lagosians needs noise and chaos and fullness, but also need breathing space. As somebody for whom beaches are one of my favorite things, like I said, I'm just so grateful that so many people are investing in our coastlines and making them beautiful and livable, and enjoyable. And Soul Beach became one of my favorite beaches, my second favorite beach this year. Desmond Majakodumi is the founder of one of my absolute favorite places. I say that my happy place is myself, but if there was a physical happy place, it would be the Lufasi Park and Resort in Lagos. He has managed to keep that place, pristine, alive, maintained, him and his board. It's just a blessing to me, I constantly, for those who don't know what it looks like, it's not one of those popular spots in Lagos. I think it's where Nathan Abasi did one of his recent music videos, either Iba or the other one that he released the other music video he released this year. It's just nature, lakes, ponds, ducks, horses, trees. It's just like a kept place, and that's not the word I was trying to look for, in the middle of so much chaos in Lagos. And we don't have enough spots like that. We don't. I know even the places that we have, we turn them into amusement park. And just for him to be able to, I go there every day and I see the more and more, and I pray it gets more and more popular. So the more and more popular it gets, the more you see, my buddies, coming there looking for where to do Instagram photo, which is great. Anything that keeps the place running and alive, I celebrate. But mostly it's for people who just want a sense of quiet in Lagos, And I celebrate and thank those who run it for keeping that dream alive in a land that's full of so much noise. The guys that I began to love this year, King Flo, Ebuka Songs. There's another Ebuka Songs, one is an Ebuka Songzs. I think Anderson Local. Now, two of them are actually children, if not three. Two of them are children of Tim Godfrey. Tim Godfrey is Christian music, one of Christian music's largest biggest incubators of talent. And then they used to be part of his band. And now it appears that they're the worship leaders of the Logic Church. Look, I love them. Their worship in the Logic Church is out of, go and find it on YouTube. You know, it has become my favorite thing. I discovered it a few months ago. And you know, just the joy, just to see the scene of oncoming superstardom happening, and just the way that they worship. You know, these three guys and the entire worship team of the Logic Church make my list this year. Moja Ibrahim Kunia makes this list for Defiance. She's one of the most popular, if not the most popular TikToker based in northern Nigeria, based in Kano, and she has been showing them Pepe, you know, because I do not. Well, let me not say what puts everybody in trouble, but obviously her state government believes that her TikToks are immoral, and so over the past 1 year they've been doing a dance. They carry her, they arrest her. She makes promises, she goes back, she continues. Then they say, okay, they want to give them husbands. But just for Defiance, you know, I mean, I'm a firm believer in free expression. And it's easy to express yourself where it is free, where there's no danger. But for her to lead this army of young people, now, I don't have to agree with whatever it is they are posting. They themselves, sometimes, you know, but just the defiance and the ability to find expression in conservative spaces is, I think, a bit of a miracle, because they give other people who live in that area the courage to try and to push. And what is use and what is living if not free expression? For that, Moja makes my list this year. Professor Abdallah Uba Adamu excites me. He's one of the most fascinating professors in the country. First of all, I think he's a professor that plays, he just does crazy things. You know, he's ensured that he's moved beyond the strictures of what it means to be an academic. He's a professor, primarily, apart from being VC of Noun and all of that, he's a professor of media and cultural studies. And I came across him as I came across just trying to observe the people who are trying to capture pop culture in the North. And he has made it his duty to capture, explain, and document the things that make the culture pop in northern Nigeria and across the country. You know, that culture excites me, pop culture excites me, to see a professor who has dedicated himself, his career, you know, to documenting what makes the contemporary culture tick and find corollaries with the past, you know, and speak up for young people who are pushing the boundaries in and out of northern Nigeria. I'm really excited by Prof. Really excited by Prof. Nasiruddin Shuraim Abdulmumin is one of my 150. I think he's 28 years old. He caught the attention of some parts of the mainstream with his tech talk. This is a scholar in Islamic studies, you know, has the Quran at the back of his fingers, and he decided, look, for a new generation, how do we share the message in a way that is inclusive, in a way that engages, in a way that pays attention? Started his YouTube page. We can do incredible numbers. Was recognized by Google, you know, for his engagement with social media tools to talk to a new generation about old theologies. I'm excited by his work, and I hope that he continues to find the success that he deserves. Do you know Alpha Youth? I think his name is Karim Quadri Abiola. It's very easy to follow the crowd. Everybody's doing something, everybody does it, comedy, whatever it is. Alpha Youth tries to emphasize the public-facing parts of the Quran, the Holy Quran, trying to emphasize charity, trying to emphasize giving, trying to emphasize forgiveness, love, community, and he has gained a large following doing that over the past few years. I just think that to take a niche that people were not really paying attention to, that nobody would have thought, okay, this is how you used to blow, and to use it to become, you know, a beacon of light and hope to thousands and thousands and tens and hundreds of thousands of people, that excites me. Alpha Youth is on my list for the Joy 150 this year. You have to admire Alenunyema, you know, you have to admire Alenunyema. What Airpeace is just trying to do, you know, across the world for Nigeria, driven by private sector imperatives. Why there's a whole drama of Nigeria Airways, Air Nigeria plane that didn't show up. Alenunyema has just been quietly trying to restore, trying to open up. You know, if you understand, and I worked in the airline business for a while. If you understand the way the airline business works, sometimes you need inner-driven imperatives for destinations to take, simple things like for airports to take your country seriously. And so I know what it is when Airpeace opens up the route to India. I know what it is when Airpeace tries to, you know, establish a rapprochement with the Dubai government. I know what it is when Airpeace opens up a route to London. I know how difficult it has been for those who have done it in the past. There is no assurance that it will succeed, but somebody has to try. You know, Alain has always been a bold one, trying to go where others fear to tread. His success will be our gain. This one brought me a lot of joy. You know, I love Gbemi, I love Joey, and I love you, Kate Henshaw. You know, this has been one of the most fun the Joy 150s I've ever done. Look, the reason why I do this is because I want people to be seen fully. And I'm excited about culture. I do my show, obviously. My show is part of the culture, you know, it's always setting trending topics. I myself, I'm not part of the culture. I myself go and hide in a place, you know, and just live a quiet, normal life, you know. But I love the culture. The fact that I don't engage, I don't go out to parties, I stop doing speaking engagements, I stop doing interviews. It's not out of love of the culture, it's just because, you know, a quiet life is more important to me. But I love seeing people do things. I love Lagos. I love Nigeria. I love West Africa. I love seeing people just create, define, shape, you know, inspire. You know, I love that. And every year, from my place of quiet, I observe the brightest and the best. And I just want to let them know that we see you, not just because you are popular for those who are popular, and in spite of being unpopular for those who are not popular, I just want them to know that I see them and their work resonates deeply, not just with me, but for other people whose admiration I echo. Go out to the world, find your truest, deepest self, and be ye